Ding! And there it was live.
There we are. Okay, evening, folks.
Hello.
So,
Good evening, Chris.
we've got
How we doing?
Wiggy and Chris.
Leland,
Hey, we've got Moist on there tonight. Good-o. We've got Kevin, Gordon, Tracy. Who else have we got? Stitch.
Oh, okay, now we've got loads in.
We've got loads. We've got millions.
Good evening, guys.
We've got millions.
And girls.
Yeah, good evening. So,
and
good
and
evening,
ladies.
Good evening, Stitch. Good evening, Moist. Good evening,
Yeah.
Kenny. Gordon. Good evening, Tracy Brown. It's good to see Moist join us from an early perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, it says here we've only got one person watching and we've got all these people commenting in the bloody chat.
Yeah, I'd ignore that. That's short code for 100.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, it's gone to 500 now. Oh, that's more like it.
That's it. We're getting up there.
Be nice to tell you what, for those looking to join us tonight, I mean, if somebody, we've got quite a few in the chat there. I mean, if somebody want to join us, that'd be nice. Let's fill this panel up. Anyway, you lads, be looking after yourselves, yeah?
Oh, yes, mate.
Not too bad.
All good. I think we need to get. We need. What's the fucking network system like down in Australia? It can't be that bad, even in the middle of fucking Wagga Wagga, is it? We need to get Moist on it.
I don't know. The network in Australia isn't that bloody good, mate. I've heard loads of Aussies complaining about it.
Not bad, depending on where they are. I mean, I'll tell you what, I use the old tune-in radio. It's not so good now as it was because they've stopped a load of stations sort of streaming free of charge now. I quite often listen to Australian radio stations and quite often listen to stations down in New Zealand as well, and also Tasmania. So that was always interesting. So they're not that bad down there, to be fair.
Probably okay in the bigger built-up areas, but there's a couple of 3 miles wide is Australia, isn't it?
Just a few.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're up to about, was it 3.5 miles across now? Something like that.
Something like that. Nothing
not quite as big as Tasmania. Tasmania is the big island, isn't it?
Yeah, Tasmania. Do you know what? Hey, Mr. Summer Andy, how you doing, mate? Good to see Andy. He's got some new brickwork behind him, as Andy, isn't he? He's been fucking building.
Yeah.
Who's
making the tea?
Who's making the tea?
I can hear somebody stirring the fucking teacup.
Oh, that's Amy. She's making
Amy?
a cuppa. Yeah, making a cuppa.
She's a good girl. She looks after you.
Well, she made it for me because I got this bugger.
All right.
Stella, wife beater, mate. I got a pint of wife beater. Stella. Yeah. Yeah. When you drink Stella, it will slap you in the face, and when you go home, you'll slap somebody else in the face.
Well, Stella. Yeah, wife beaters.
That looks like you drunk that once already.
I'm only drinking it because it's slightly out of date, and I got it from a club today. So.
Oh, right, okay.
You say slightly out of date, Andy. What's the date on it?
1974.
No, that was went out of date on the 1st of this month. So it's only 14 days out of date. That's nothing for a beer.
That'll be all right. What's that?
Yeah,
Timothy Taylor.
I was just wondering.
Timothy Taylor's landlord. It's very posh, what? Yes.
Yeah.
What? Yes. Bloody hell, mate.
I've got a load of badger.
A lot of badger.
Oh, badger's all right.
Badger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Julie's badger or your badger?
Yeah.
She's not there to slap me. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
She might be watching downstairs.
She nearly slapped Cole last week, yeah.
Yeah.
She did. She nearly slapped him last week, that was for sure. He was that close.
Apparently, Moist reckons it's 3 3/4 miles across Australia.
Is it?
Yeah, so we were
3 3/4 miles?
Yeah. Well, we thought it was 3.5.
It's not a very big place.
No,
it's not a very big place, is it? That's like the Isle of Wight, isn't it? if you think of
Yeah,
England and the
it's
Isle of
true.
Wight, Australia's like the Isle of Wight, really.
That's it.
Yeah, similar.
Similar
Or
sort
maybe
of
the Isle of
size.
Man.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah,
are
it might
right.
be a little bit bigger.
Probably like, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If I'm right inside.
Yeah.
Try to remind me, Andy. You know, remember Big Kev, right? Whereabouts
Yeah.
in Australia did he come from?
God.
Sydney.
What
have I got Sydney in
I
my
know
mind?
I know he used to have snow every bloody year, up to his eyeballs in snow.
Yeah, always.
Always snow every year, really bad snow. And he was quite away from Captain Cranky because that took him like a day or something to ride.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember now, but I know there was a big, huge reservoir and lake, and I'm terrible.
That's a
like that.
day's ride. That's like a next door neighbour out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got slow bikes then. If it's only 3 miles across, you can walk faster.
Yep.
Because he used to have a big old cruiser, didn't he? Then he went into adventure biking, didn't he?
Yeah, well, he had the Triumph, didn't he, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, a cruiser thing.
And then he went and bought, I think he went and bought himself, I think, was it a Transope he bought himself?
I don't know. That was an adventure bike. I know that.
I know, because he run down a skivvy, didn't he? Or a skivvy tried to do it, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but no, we'd seen Kev for quite a while, have we? To be fair.
No. Well, you're not seeing many moto vloggers anyway, because nobody's putting anything up at the moment, are they? Anywhere really? There's only a handful. They sort of died a death, really.
I might have to do a vlog in the car next week just to make up for it.
Like I said last week, I haven't put one up since I went out with the Suffolk crew to Yarmouth, and that's bloody.
I recognise those boobs. Hello, Jew.
I recognise the boobs. Yeah. What boobs?
Yes. So there's not many. There's not.
No. Sit on this, babe. Sit on this.
Hey, you can't. Fuck's sake.
Carl, this is a family show, mate. Family show.
It's only just past the watershed.
Yeah.
What about glove puppets?
Yeah. Oh, she's buggered off.
She's gone to get the fucking Vaseline, mate. That's what that is.
Anyway, nice to see. We got Suznet 555 on here. How you doing, baby?
Yeah. Oh, so
hello, mate.
Hello.
Oh,
hello, mate.
There's one here.
What's everybody been up to then, mate? Anything exciting, special?
No, same shit, different fucking day.
Yeah, I went back to work this week. I've done 2 days, Tuesday and yesterday. But today I think I got called off because of the weather.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll be it for the week. I do my 2 weeks, 2 days for the week. That'll do me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't want to go back, but once I got into it, it was okay.
Yeah. Something like this was so long, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So long.
Yeah.
I've lost the will to go into work at the moment. I've never had that, and this last probably 4 or 5 days, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's shite.
Well, do you know what? I don't know. What's that like for you lads? I mean, we spoke about it before, but when, say, for instance, last March, just after the motorcycle accident, we went into lockdown. So, I mean, effectively, I was in a lockdown anyway. And I found that quite strange, really, quite tough. Yeah, because you had the onslaught, the first onslaught of all the information with the COVID. There was a lot of misunderstanding, as there is now still. And do you know what? Eventually, that was great to get back to work. It's some sort of normality. And obviously, since September, when I had the accident on the lorry, obviously I've been away from it again for so long now. And I've quite often thought to myself how great that would have been to have carried on, working. Had I not had the accident back in September with the leg, just to have carried on working, just keep some sort of normality in life. You know, Andy? And that's where people like Chris. You've been lucky, really.
Oh, right, okay.
You know,
Yeah, I mean,
lucky my eyes to have carried on working through it. Some people say, Christ, you know, we'd like to time off, which I appreciate. But, you know, to have carried on with the amount of shit that's in the world at the moment is possibly a nice thing. I mean, that's the way I see it anyway. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of privileged, I guess, to be able to carry on working. It's only the last few days it's just got to me, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm fucking struggling with it. And it's just for the simple fact that people are taking the piss out of you.
Yeah.
I think as well, because there's so much negativity in the world at the moment, I mean the whole world, everywhere, I think most people are feeling a little bit depressed about it all with all the lockdowns and what's happening everywhere and all the blah, blah, blah. And I think people are actually getting a little bit fucking medically, you know, mentally ill with it, you know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And if they make more restrictions, I think we're going to get even worse. You know,
I think it's, I've got to agree with you, Andy. I think you're lucky if you can get out and about, you know, and do some smaller things, you know, that you're allowed to do. I think, you know, just getting out of the house, whether it be for half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, you know, that certainly would
just
make
breaks the monotony.
a difference to a lot of people, you know. And silly little things like this, you know, just the fact that we can go live and we can chat to other people outside of the home makes quite a bit of difference as well, doesn't it? You know, I mean, we're so far removed from what we normally do. You know, not obviously last year, but the previous years of our lives where we've been out and about, just doing and taking life for granted, I suppose. You know, moaning about the fucking weather and it being wet, being it cold, being it too fucking hot. I don't think any of us, if we ever get the hell out of this bullshit that we're in now, I don't think we've got any fucking reason to complain whatsoever, whatever the weather, to be honest.
No, definitely.
You know, and that's just the way I see it. I think, you know, when you put life in perspective and how tough it is for a lot of people now, you know, whether it be on a personal issue, whether it be on a family issue, whether it be, you know, just, you know, on a level where you're not living the way that we normally do, that's a fucking lot. That's a lot of weight to put on people's shoulders, you know, especially those who don't necessarily get to enjoy life on the outside normally, like most of us do, you know, for whatever reason. They might suffer depression, they might anxiety and all that sort of stuff. This is certainly not a fun time for a lot of those people. No. Anyway, I'm not going to run it into the ground because it's all about having some fun, isn't it? So
that's it.
You know,
who's got anything bike related? Someone must have.
Absolutely, sod all. Do you know what? Have any of you been keeping up with the motorcycle news or you know, any of the sites?
Like I say, there's very little coming through on YouTube. You know, motorbike wise, really. No. Nothing coming through on motorbike racing for next year or anything. Really, it's so quiet. You know, that's boring.
I'll tell you what I did watch on YouTube, Andy. It was 44 Teeth did a head-to-head. They did Land's End, John O'Groats to Land's End on big baggers, and they had the Honda Goldwyn and the BM K1600.
All right,
that was quite interesting.
Yeah,
took them round Knockhill Circuit.
All right, on the Goldwyn.
Took them both round the circuit. Rode them all the way back down to Land's End.
That's a hell of a way.
Yeah.
Is that 600 odd miles or something?
No, it's more than that. I think it's nearly 1,000.
Is it really? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think when you get to Scotland, the borders, you think you're in Scotland, but you ain't. You've got the same again,
you've still got another, I think it's 500 miles from the border to John O'Groats.
Yeah. Quite a lot.
I'll soon tell you. And I've just watched I think it was yesterday, they've just done another one with the BMW GS 1250s. That was quite a good one.
Got to say that 44 Teeth is a bloody good program. That is, everything 44 Teeth, but that got the it's got the old Baron in it, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Baron. What's it? Was it Von Grumble?
That's the guy. He's good.
Alistair Fagan.
Is it on YouTube? Is it? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, look that one up then.
They do a very professional series, to be fair, Andy.
Yeah. Alistair Fagan, who used to be a British Superbike rider, and they've just taken on a new guy, and I can't think of his name at the moment. Yeah. And he's BSB as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very good. Right. Very good series to watch on YouTube, Andy. You do get a chance. 44 teams.
I'll have a look for that. Give me something different to watch than all this old politician and stuff.
1,083 miles, that is.
1,083 miles. My God.
Yeah. Yeah, and they rode. I mean, their base is just up the road from me, so they rode 700 miles from here to John O'Groats before they did the Land's End bit. So I mean, I would have gone the other way. I would have driven from here down to Land's End and then gone to John O'Groats. But I suppose you still got to ride back from John O'Groats, so it's as square as it is fucking round, isn't it?
Yeah, let's say somebody picked the bikes up and on trailers and brought them back like that way. Don't know.
Yeah. They do some quite good ones. They do like a budget bike battle, and they give themselves like $2,000, and they'll go and buy a sports bike for $2,000.
Jigsaw 1100.
Yeah, and they what they did an S-Rad 750, wasn't it? And
so they've done the 750 H2. I remember, Robbie.
Yeah, and the 636 Quacker. And they went down to Spain, I believe, on that one.
Yeah.
Done a track day and then rode them back as well.
Yeah, they've done ice racing and all sorts, haven't they?
Yeah. Jigsaw Thou on the ice.
Yeah.
I think it was a Jigsaw Thou.
I'm just trying to have a look at the
and a blade.
On my YouTube subscriptions. So the other guy, let me just have a look here. There's some bloody good names that come up on the subs. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I've got 44 teeth right up the top here anyway. That's definitely worth looking at. Bike World's another one. All right, Bike World. I think if I remember rightly, Bike World is the one that's based in South Africa. And that is
I think so.
Yeah. All right. Let me just go for. I've got Duke Videos, another one that I watch.
I got some bloke on here called Bandit Nev.
Bandit Nev, yeah.
Bandit Nev, Nev.
He's a good old boy.
He's still going, Bandit Nev.
Bandit Nev got all the way from a standard. I think he possibly, if I'm right in saying, Bandit Nev started off on the 600. If I'm right in saying, then he had the 1200 Mark 1. Then he possibly went to a Mark 2. But I know he's on a 1250 now, isn't he?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, he's still knocking out the vlogs as well. He's still knocking them out. Yeah.
Johnny Cactus. He's obviously good. Mackie.
Guys, see, I'll tell you what I've still got on here. I'll give you some names I've got on my subscriptions. And he's still down there. I mean, some people don't like him. I think the bloke is quite comical, actually. He's got loads of money. It's Royal Jordanian. You know, I do like that character.
Yeah.
You know, he's riding around on the grub.
Yeah, his daily observations.
Yeah,
I can watch them now and then, but I couldn't watch them all the time.
No.
Alan Milliard.
I've got some tart called Von Sauerkraut. You remember it?
Yeah.
I watch Alan Milliard channel.
Up there,
Alan Milliard channel, bloody that's one intelligent guy.
And Andy's Motorcycle Obsessions down in Tassie. Good day, Andy, if you're watching.
Yeah.
He's a good old boy.
Came Motorhead, he came on, Davey. He was on with me and Andy when we just spoke about the pussy videos.
Yeah.
He was a bloody good laugh, wasn't he? Who else we got here?
Craig at the Doghouse. That's always good for watching.
Well. He's got the lurgy at the moment, though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I've still got Baron Von Grumble on here. Beast Rider is gone. Beast Rider is no longer a channel.
No. GT's Garage.
Yeah. Biz Moto
Jason.
Yeah, Biz Moto vlogs.
I haven't seen a vlog from Biz for ages.
I've got some bloke called Hepcat Harley. Anybody know?
Yeah, I know.
Andy, do you remember Blah? I don't suppose you remember Blah there.
Yes, I can. Yeah, Blah. Yeah.
Because he used to do Blah, I think Blah turned up the Ace Calf one when Delboy had his fucking Ace Calf meet up there. And I think Blah was made to feel quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He was up there. So he made quite a considerable verbal attempt at slagging the bloke off all the way home, I think, on his blog. I've got Boise Swindon on here, Chris. Boise Swindon.
Yeah, he's a good old boy, is Rob.
Yeah, I've got Cantankerous, who remembers him.
Yeah, rings a bell. Motomerius.
Captain Rambunctious, I've still got him on here.
Yeah.
He still puts up now and then.
He's no change his name from Freddie Fruxton to Charlie Fruxton.
Yeah.
Oh, he's changed.
He's changed now, mate, yeah, from Freddie Fruxton.
Because he went to the Ace Calf once to meet us when that poured down the rain and we didn't go. And then they called us pussies today. Call me Reggie pussies.
Yeah.
And then he fucking made a video ripping the shit out of me and Andy.
He did.
I've got Ninja Nelly.
Even though it was raining. And then here I am with his old posh old fucking RAF based fucking voice on. And he was saying he'd met up with Keith, didn't he? Because Keith told him.
Yeah. All just right. Them two, wasn't it? There was nobody else there. It was so wet.
I think me and Andy sort of spent most of the day on the phone taking the piss out of him for turning up in the rain. To be honest.
I've got some bloke on here called Skeggy Cruiser.
Oh yeah, I know him.
Yeah, Skeggy. I remember him.
Yeah, Skeggy.
And the next one down, Suffolk Spooks. What's all that about?
There's some good vloggers. There were some good moto vloggers out there, but like I say, nobody's putting anything up at the moment. The weather's bad, and that's been slowly dying. You know.
Yeah. Actually, there is somebody that puts one up, but quite sort of semi-regularly, and that's Tins on Tour, and they are, I believe, they're kind of up about the same height as you guys, but over on t'other side. I think they're over towards Liverpool, Manchester, over that side.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's just teaching his miss. Well, she's actually riding. She's just trying to get through her test at the moment. Where's T? T.
Chris, I've got Jason's channel on here as well still, GTS Garage.
Yeah. And Ninja Nelly.
Yeah, and Harley Man 5521. Do you remember that? I'm sure Harley Man 5521. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Do you remember Stan? Do you remember Stan with the
Harley Deuce?
Yeah.
Harley Deuce, mate. Oh, Jesus, what a fantastic bloke. I had him on the he was on one of our streams with Dell, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he is a really, really nice guy. I think things went a little bit Pete Tong for him, unfortunately, and I haven't spoken to him for ages, but he's a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah, last time I was really chatting because he was looking to expand his workshop. He was looking to get rid of the workshop in Brum. And because at that time, he just bought the FJ 1200 and he was chopping it, if you remember rightly.
Yeah, he was chopping about 3 or 4 up. He had electrical problems on them, wasn't he?
He did do, yeah. He had loads of troubles with them.
But, Stan, if you're watching, get in touch, mate.
Yeah, it'd be great to speak to you again, Stan, or anybody who used to speak to us on the old Hangouts.
Yeah.
That'd be great to catch up again. What we would like to do really is expand this StreamYard to 10. And if we can get more, because we've still got 2 spaces on here. Now, to be honest, it'd be great if we could get another 2 people on here chatting away rather than sitting there in the background. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stan, last time we had Top Doc, he was going to come with us.
Yeah.
So we were friends on Facebook, and then he just disappeared.
That's the trouble, like Andy's saying, a lot of the motorcycles essentially have disappeared off the scene because obviously there's nobody riding, there's no stories to tell. Not really, to be fair. So, but when we are getting people to turn up to sort of watch with us anyway. It'd be nice if just say for a couple want to join us on the panel.
More the merrier.
Absolutely. I'm sure Kenny could get fired up. Kenny and obviously who else we have? Gordon. It'd be nice to get Gordon on here if he can. Or I don't even know where. I know Skeggy's possibly might be coming on a little bit later because I did speak to Skeggy earlier on.
All right, that'll be.
And also, who else have we got? Who else is in the background? Mice. I don't think Mice is worried about coming. He's quite happy sitting there. watching us do what we're doing live. I don't think we've got any crew who are watching at the moment. I don't know how many are watching at the moment, Cole. If anybody wishes to join us, we can. If
We've got 10 million.
If you private message one of us, right, we can send you a link to join us if you wish. All right. Mr. Oz Adventures, I've still got him on here.
Who?
Mr. Oz Adventures. Yeah. They used to be it wasn't him who used to be the postman in Australia until they stopped him doing his vlogs because the post office said he couldn't do it. There used to be a postman. He used to go around on a little bike and deliver letters and feed dogs, and then they said he couldn't do it.
I've not seen that one.
Right,
Yeah.
Carl, we've got a request, mate. Susnet555.
Yeah.
Share the link for the Heart of Thinking. If you've got something.
Do you want me to post it in the chat then?
He's not in the Susnet is in the chat, is he?
Oh no,
Yeah,
probably not.
It's in the comments.
Yeah, just you can post it up in the chat if I can go live from there. I'm not sure, to be honest.
He might have to cut and paste it. If you put it in the comments on here, he'll probably have to cut and paste it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, it's there. If you cut and paste that.
Ninja Nelly 350. Ninja Nelly.
He's a good old boy, is Neil.
One person I'm enjoying is
got a lot of time for him.
Yeah, good lad.
That poor fucker had to work with Del Bollocks, didn't he?
Yeah.
There's one person I'm enjoying is a lass called Itchy Boots.
Who?
Itchy Boots.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a.
That rings a bell. Isn't that a girl? Is that a girl rider?
She likes to do world trips and stuff like that. She knows.
Yeah,
she does.
Yeah, I've seen a bit of this.
And rode it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and during COVID, she's been doing the biking scene in Holland, and basically she goes and rides with a big.
She just done the Dutch police thing, didn't she?
Yeah, and does motocross and went riding. Oh, what's the circuit? Assen, is it?
Assen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get confused between Assen and Essen.
Yeah.
One's in Germany and one's in Holland, but don't ask me which fucking way round it is.
Assen's in Holland.
Holland. Assen is Holland.
Yeah, Essen's Germany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of your racers will always say that Assen is probably on top of their list of their favourite track. Most of them say that. Yeah.
That's why the BSB boys like going over.
Oh, they love it. Yeah. Yeah.
There's
been so many good vloggers.
Middle of January. So we got 4 weeks before they start doing World Superbike testing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
maybe a bit of MotoGP testing. Yeah. They've already postponed the first Formula One, haven't they?
Yeah.
Have they?
It's a bit of a ball ache. Yeah, I'm not overly fussy Formula One anymore. I'll go through it every 5 years. I drop it for a couple and then go back and see what happens. But
do you know what?
Go on.
I was just thinking. That would have been nice, mate, if we could get old Tosh back on these again.
Yeah. Yeah, he used to sit there in his fucking pants and his bloody thing. And his missus used to shout at him. He was so funny.
The thing is, he was sitting there, right? He'd soak it all up, he'd take it. His missus would be, battering the hell out of him. And of course, he would just sit there and smile and come out with these comical little quips. But I'll tell you what, he's a talented bloke, though. You haven't watched the series, when he's working in his Tosh 23, working in his garage and that. The bloke was a qualified sprayer and all that, and of course, he's done some fantastic work with that Blackbird and stuff, and upgrading certain types of bikes, lately, didn't he?
No, this is the only bloke for me as far as fucking that sort of stuff goes.
Mackie.
Mackie's a good old boy.
That's unfortunate because I didn't get a chance to see Mackie last year. I think, to be honest with you, it was only Carl and Skeggy that managed to get up to the. Where was it?
I couldn't get up there. Oh, she's coming on her own. Look.
Yeah.
The warden.
Be brave.
Fucking hell. Stand by your beds. The warden's in the building.
They're going to have another giggler. Just get Chuckles on here now and we'll be well away.
Yeah.
We're going to have another giggler. Just get Chuckles on here now and we'll be well away. Why are we getting an echo all of a sudden?
How was that?
Really?
Kill that fucking cat.
They're going to kill a cat.
That's better.
Hey! That's better.
That's better. Yeah, we're
There you
going
go.
Muff squad.
Yeah. Yeah, a muff a day keeps the doctor at bay
Well, certainly
That's
do.
what they
mate.
say.
I'll tell you what.
and gives you a hairy tongue.
Thank you, mate.
Oh, no. No.
Make it be on. Yeah.
My mate's like that. He likes one to look like the gorilla's back with a fucking stab wound in it. Me, no. I like mine smooth, like a fucking money box. You imagine a fucking pig with a slit in the back? That's me.
Why do you Scottish?
That's when your lung capacity go down to 30%. You know you got fucking problems. You got to pull your face away.
I don't like flossing my teeth at the same time.
No.
I always wondered. I thought that's a question to ask. Really, why do Scottish people always saying they've got a pubic hair stuck in the back of the throat?
I don't know. Chinese are the same, according to Kevin Bloody Wilson.
Saying
Anyway,
like they got a pubic hair stuck in the. Hey. I don't understand it myself. I think they should just take a drink and get rid of it, or a bit of bread to get it down.
I'll tell you what, I'm hoping the old Scottish crew members are watching. Perhaps we can get some feedback on that one, Andy.
Yeah, they'll be able to tell us. You know, hey, the hell do they live their lives with a fucking pubic hair stuck in the back of your tonsil? Don't they?
Kyle, what have you done with Julie? What's she
I don't
gone?
know. She's bagged off.
We haven't upset her, have we?
Really, I actually laughed because we were watching the Highlander the other night, and it did sound half the fucking film sounded like a fucking bunch of pubic hairs, mate. To be honest with you,
I'll just go and check.
Never watched it.
Highlander the pube, you know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yeah. Mind you, could go around the whole country and talk about all different accents, couldn't you? Because you know, like people from Newcastle saying like Wales, don't they? Like why, don't they? And all that, but hey man, you know, sounds like a fucking whale in the sea. You know, you're fucking recorded. You know, you could go around all the places, couldn't you, and say stuff like that. You know.
Exactly, mate. I think that's absolutely spot on. I like that. That's a fucking topic and a half, Andy. That one.
That's it. You go around and record them all, Andy, and then we'll take the piss out of them. Yeah, that's the next thing. Next time you're on duty and you've got a big line of traffic, just walk up the fucking cars while it's on a red. Just talk into this, mate. I need a sample of your voice.
Yeah, if he's watching, I'd like some Scottish feedback by either Joe Little or fucking Murray, our own crewman Murray. They're both Scottish. So if there's any fucking reason why, pubic hair should be related to Highlanders, I do not know. It'd be nice to find one way or the other. Hi.
Or is there any difference between Scottish pubes and English pubes?
Fucking.
They might be a bit coarser up there, I reckon, because they're all ginger anyway, aren't they? So they're a ginger nation, aren't they?
Makes you wondering. I mean, because they get infested with billions of midges.
Isn't coarse or isn't
the
ginger?
warden says she's got a
it's ginger, but it's not coarse.
Oh, it's fluffy. Just like
that's why Carl's got the beard.
dog.
It's like Velcro.
I can't get away. Get down and out.
He's got the brilliant bad face, isn't he, with all the old beard, isn't he? Yeah. Look at him, look.
Carl, you're going to get such a
It's
fucking
an
slap
illness,
in a minute.
really. Yeah.
I sense mine.
Yeah.
I don't get any grief then.
I'm just sitting around the corner, so I have to be careful.
Are you still sitting in the slap zone? She's got long arms.
No, she couldn't hit me from here, but she's not far from hitting me. Yeah. You what, dear? Okay.
What's that you drinking, love?
I don't know what the fuck she's dropping out there. She's just got you. Went,
Oh, what's that? What are you drinking?
Okay.
Yeah.
They spit a lot as well, don't they?
What's that?
Innocent gun has the alcohol-free stuff in it.
No. It's one with mangoes in it.
Mango's on the run.
Mango IPA.
Mango IPA. It's
Mango
not nice.
IPA.
Yeah, it's not nice.
It doesn't sound nice.
No, it doesn't.
I'm going to get something else.
I would.
Fucking need something.
You watch it, Carl. She'll be on her way up to nick your beer.
Oh, no. Oh, God, there's beer down there. Shit.
What are you on, Wiggy?
What's that? Timothy. It's rather
Oh,
posh.
you was on the posh stuff, weren't you?
Yeah, he was on the.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on the English ale. Yes, pale ale.
Andy's on. What was it you on, Andy? Smack my bitch up.
Yeah, smash my bitch. Yeah, I'm on that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the trouble is that's my last one, so I'm gonna have to get something else. I have to go on spirits, I reckon.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So
What, you mean you have to get something you got to pay for?
Yeah.
It's bad news when you run out of freebies.
Well, I knew there was another load down there today, but in this weather, I couldn't be asked to go out. That was so bad, wasn't it? So, out in there.
It was a bit grim.
Keep the mangoes for desserts. I like my beer to taste like beer.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right. Yeah.
That's still a top name. I don't know how many times you look at that. Moist or Cruckin' Fighty.
Yeah.
That's a cracking name, that is.
I mean, none
That's
of
one
us,
of the best ones.
none of us could come up with that, could we?
No, that's a real good one.
We keep picking up music again.
Australian, a proper Australian to come up with such a fucking punchy man's name. Moist or Cruckin' Fighty. There's nothing better than that in life. The bloke must be revealed across the land. Right?
What's that?
Fucking skippies are in order, bloke.
Oh, my God.
So what you got, Julie?
I have got. Hold on.
One of Carl's Spitfires.
No. I've got a low alcohol one. Trying it
fuck
out
me.
for the low sugar for the diabetes. That's it. Old speckled pen. Low
You want
alcohol.
higher alcohol?
That's not a bad drop, Julie.
No, that's not a bad drop of beer, actually.
Yeah.
You want the
Okay.
higher alcohol content, Julie? Because it's the sugar to turn into alcohol that reduces the sugar content.
What's that one there? Oh,
She's frozen.
no, I'm still going.
Yeah.
No, up yours. Thank you very much indeed. Oh,
Hey, up yours.
Spitfire.
Ah, Spitfire, my favourite. One of my
Dobby.
favourites. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Dobby's with us.
Evening all.
Oh, Julie's back.
Good evening, Dobby, the shopkeeper.
Yes,
Shopkeeper,
I have.
he's a shopkeeper.
I have been chilling. I have been chilling away all night.
He's like Mr. Ben.
Yes. Open all hours, he's like, isn't he, really? Just a half, right, whatever they
Oh,
call it.
that's it. We've got to change it from Dobby to Arkwright, haven't we?
Yeah,
Or
okay.
Granville.
Yeah. I think he's more of a Granville, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
Granville.
section have you been working today then, Peter?
Say again.
What section of the store have you been working today, my man?
I've been on the tills as always.
Oh, I thought you'd done the vegetable department.
No, I've been banned from there.
bleep.
I was enjoying myself with the Leeds too much, apparently. So I've been pulled off.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah, that's why I got kicked off.
Nothing like being pulled off, really, is there? But...
No, apparently not. So I've heard. So yeah, I've been chilling today. I've been doing my bleeps.
Dobby's fucking on. No, you think Dobby's just been pulled off? Is that what you're saying? He's just been pulled off.
It should be. Well,
he's got that pulled off face, isn't he? Really, like he's just been pulled off. He's got that face, isn't he? It looks like he's been pulled off. Yeah.
Look
Yeah, look at that. Look, that's been pulled off, isn't it? Not a proper face, is it?
It obviously worked. He looks
I do.
happy
You
enough.
look like a penis. Yeah, don't let your face go long. You look like a penis.
Well, sorry.
Nurse Gladys.
No, you look like a fucking penis when he does that. Look, penis face.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, you've got to get those bottom 2 comments up, mate.
bottom 2 comments.
Yeah.
Kenny, Nurse Gladys has arrived.
Hello.
Tilbridge extraordinary.
That's all right.
I like that.
So you fucking make me smile. Whenever you see Peter, right, you remind me. Do you remember Jerry Lewis? Jerry Lewis when he stuck like feet at the end of the Asda tills. That is. Remembers Jerry Lewis with his tie roll?
Till pitch.
Fucking hell, what's mad, you people?
Like an old Dobby boy.
Yeah, you wait till you read the next one.
I am not going to make any comment at all. That's debauchery. Disgusting. Sometimes I don't even understand what you're talking about. I don't get it.
I don't know why, Dobby, but every time you come on here, you have this effect. Don't you, really?
Well, I don't know what sort of effect is that.
Fucking mayhem.
Well, just come on. If I don't come on, I'll get told off. So come on.
I'm just wondering how long it's going to be before you fall off a chair anyway. So.
Yeah, he ain't done that for a bit, have he?
Oh, yeah.
I've never done it, for God's sake.
You little liar.
I bloody wish I had it done. Oh, God, that was funny, though. Oh, dear. Oh, God, smart. What's he doing?
Well, Dobby, did you go out on your bike? Did you go out on your bike today, then, mate, up to work and that?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately.
Up a bit.
I don't know. I'd have thought you'd have used your bike to get to work, you know.
No, too fucking cold, man.
It was a bit brass monkeys today.
Yeah, too right it
A
was.
little bit wet. Yeah, a little bit wet.
Moist. Yes, moist. Well, back to the leaks again.
Moist.
What the hell is
Stop
bloody Wiggy
bringing
doing?
my leaks up. I don't know.
I don't know.
Watching porn, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Wiggy, you need to try them.
Go on, buddy.
Jalapeno hot poppers. Oh my God. It's terrible.
I do worry. I do worry about Weggy at times. I really do.
You know what?
Just keep taking the medicine, mate. Hello, Stitch.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Stitch. Keep still, Stitch. You might knock me eye out.
Good job they got
I say,
you
I hate
again
losing
now.
eyes.
Wiggy's growing a pair of tits.
Hello.
You're hot air ballooning.
I think we're going to have a game of bingo there when Stitch came through there. All eyes down.
I don't know about two little ducks. That was like two little fucking zeppelins.
There's definitely a couple of fucking ferrets in the sack. Yeah, they were.
They remind me of the bacon. They remind me of the baking potatoes we have.
Bacon potatoes.
It's going to get so pumped in a minute. Yeah, I'm sitting. I'm waiting for it.
Somebody get Andy a glass of water.
I'll tell you what, mate.
I need more of that, mate. I need a heart and lung machine, mate.
He's having palpitations, Apollo.
Yeah, that's your That's all right, no problem whatsoever. No joke.
So, Julie, what have you been doing this week, Julie?
Keeping Carl in line. What do you think?
Good girl.
That's a full-time job.
Has he
Isn't it?
been punished?
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Carl, I owe you that one. You sneaked that in very. I didn't see you change it to Poodle, you bastard.
What his name?
Yeah,
my God.
vegetable. And Suffolk Wendy.
And why have you put Dobby on news, Cole?
Well, because I was vegetable when I started, so we changed names.
All right.
Well, that's logical.
So, how come we haven't got Skeggy and Pete on? Are they tied up at the moment?
Skeggy said he might possibly. He's spending some time with Emma, mate. All right, and he said, you know, if he can turn up later, mate, he will do. All right.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Who else did you ask about?
His brother. That's where I get these from. They're fucking lovely.
We've not had John Little join us lately, have we?
They're I've never had them like this. American crisps.
Yeah, lovely. No, who else are we missing? Obviously, Nita's not popped up tonight. Kenny's sitting in the background.
Yeah.
We've not had. Normally, we'd have Tasha say hello. We've not had Johnny Langton. He's not posted up tonight.
Well, he's been coming on at about 10 half 10, hasn't he? So maybe in a minute.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is eating. Did you say American crisps, there, Chris? Eh? American crisps.
These are
Heard.
Never heard of them. Never seen them before.
Oh,
from John Little's. I'm trying to think the name of the company. The American Candies or something.
oh,
Speaking of which, he's just put up. Glad I like them.
there you go, John. Hello, John.
Yeah. They're lovely, John.
John.
I've got fucking all this lot here as well.
Wow.
That's just the crisps. I got a bag that size full of fucking chocolate and another bag that size full of fucking sweeties.
Really? They're not necessarily cheap, are they? Because they do all the.
They're not as cheap as what you'd get for like the equivalent in the shop, but it's nice to have something different.
Something different, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Andy, what's the lineup for top exclusive this week?
Well, with this weather being so bad, you can't go anywhere really. You'd like to tell you couldn't go out anywhere, so we're just seeing that out for another month, and hopefully the weather get better and get back to it. You know.
Do you ever go around like stately homes and stuff like that in your area, and just see if you pick anything up or not?
Yeah, I pick it up anyway if I walk in there anyway. So you know, but we don't
just like a feeling.
Yeah, but we don't. We try when we go places. We try and keep away from people because, you know, we've been places and we're doing some filming and using days and rods and stuff, and people keep bugging you. What you're doing here. So we try and keep away from people. You know. So,
just turn around and pretend you don't speak English.
Yeah. So no, we'll be getting something up soon, but at the moment we ain't got anything at all. And with this COVID, we can't meet up with any other groups either, you know.
No.
It's affecting everything. Your biking,
yeah. What?
Don't bring your own sound effects, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That's like sitting with a nice kid at the bloody cinema, isn't it?
Hang on.
Wait. Hang on. I'll tell you what, Andy, you can't.
Oh, God, here he goes.
That happens here all the time, mate.
Right.
You sit down, right, and watch a film, right? That's a good quality film. And you know what? If anybody can make any fucking noise whatsoever in this room, like a fart, like rustling a fucking paper, pissing about with a fuse, like anything to annoy the fucking film, right, so that I can't hear it, right, it will happen. You can guarantee it. So you might as well just fuck off the bed, stitch your on, and piss off to sleep, rather than trying to attempt to watch any film whatsoever in this house. You know what I'm saying? Right, moan over.
Can you read that?
Oh, shit.
I ordered this, and I thought it was a bit of a piss take, but I ordered it.
What is it?
See if you can guess. Right? This is the inside of the box.
Right. All right, yeah. Your balls. Yeah.
It's a male grooming kit. I fucking pissed myself laughing when that come.
I bet the postman did as well.
No, it was in the bag.
Is that for your bollocks? Did you get the same sort of things you did with a beard, like the grooming foam and oils and all that?
I think that one is essentially designed for your bollocks because it's got the bits that you don't catch the skin in, but it's nicer on the face.
Bits of toilet paper all over your bollocks.
How many times have you fucking run the fucking clippers up your fucking ball bag and snipped your ball bag up?
Never.
Andy, you've seen that in the bottom here. Mice has got.
That's
brilliant. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'll tell you what.
I could use the tagline, "The power of mice to compel you."
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll promise him I'll use it. Right?
Yeah.
I'll say in one of our in one of our vlogs. I will use that. The power of the mice compels you. Yeah. Yeah. And only everybody else I think what the hell is he talking about? But here now,
I could probably watch that film tonight and imagine, the power of mice compels you.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's like the power of Grayskull, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
Did you get the whole back sack and crack it?
Yeah. I did. It even comes with fucking moisturiser and fucking anti-chafe ball rub.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
You could have just used a bit of emery paper up would have
I
done the
like to
trick.
be neat and tidy. They give it all fucking weird names. The clippers they call the lawnmower, and then they got one of these little ones that goes either up your nose or in your ear, and they call that the weed whacker.
Oh, okay.
Bloody hell.
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up next time I'm up your way, Judy.
Beg your pardon?
Have a little go,
Okay. Yeah.
and just so you can feel the benefit. We won't tell Carl. Fuck him.
Carl wouldn't know anyway.
So was it worth the money though, Chris?
So,
Yeah, that's following up, Chris, right? So I'll tell you what, Julie, give me a fucking impression on these bastards, right? And slap them right on top of his fucking Raspberry Pi. Yeah? Oh, man. Seriously.
you're using razors. Why don't you just use, I don't know, wax?
It hurts.
What? Not that.
I'll give you the exact scientific reason why we don't use wax.
Especially with,
Get a picture in your head of a ball bag swinging free, and when the wax comes off, it's like a fucking speedball. It goes so far, your fucking balls are bouncing all over the place.
It's like a boxer.
It takes a fucking week for the cunts to stop bouncing.
And if you think about it, if you use wax and you pulled your skin off, you'd have nothing to put your balls in, would you?
Oh,
You'd have to walk around with your balls in your hand till your fucking sack fucking rebirth, germinated, whatever.
it's just.
It's just
I tried using feet, but it burns your bollocks.
yeah, it does.
Oh, actually, I'll tell you a funny story.
Oh, God.
This will make you fucking laugh. Hold on to your rats, ladies. About 25 years ago, I used to drive lorries for the local hospital laundry. And we'd go to all the hospitals and pick up all the bed linen, the doctor's clothes and all stuff like that. And then I had to go to a bit of a loony bin and pick up a load of normal stuff from there, but pick up all the patients' clothes as well. But the patients were forever fucking each other out in the gardens. So they were alive with crabs, as were all the fucking clothes, because you had to sort through them. And everybody, I mean, you finish and you see all these crabs running up your fucking arm. They were honestly absolutely alive with it. And most of the lorry drivers that went there ended up with a fucking dose of crabs. Sure enough, Joe arsehole here ends up with a dose of crabs, marches into the chemist to get the stuff, and I recognised the bird behind the counter from school, and I thought, oh, fucking embarrassing or what? So I thought, all right, I'll try and play it large. I says, I want something for lice. And she said, head or pubic? And I thought, oh, get out of this. I said, head. She said, you're sure? I said, yeah, definitely head. Well, my hair's never been fucking longer than this. She looked at me a bit sideways. She said, well, as long as you're sure, she says. So I gets home, gets the bottle, and reads the instructions. Trim hair as short as possible. Oh yeah, wrong end. So I fucking shaves it all as short as possible. Apply with a cotton wool ball liberally to the affected area. So I fucking all over the cotton wool, all around the old chap, all around the bollocks. 15 seconds later, you would have pissed yourself laughing, watching me standing in front of the sink, trying to get my bollocks inside the sink full of cold water. They'd gone purple. I I never fucking lied to a chemist in my life since.
Oh, God.
It was like some fucker had a blow lamp on him. Definitely. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, my God.
Good evening, Johnny Langdon.
Hey, Johnny, good boy.
Oh, yeah, good. Hello, John.
You're talking about fucking crabs and fucking Johnny Langdon turn up.
Maybe his ears were burning. Like my bollocks.
Burning.
Yeah, it was my bollocks and Johnny Langton's ears.
That was a right Cottonville story, that one, wasn't it?
See, when I had the snipper now, they said to me, you know, you use the cream. And I was 32 at the time, and because obviously I had 2 kids and that, I thought, right, that's it. I said to the wife at the time, I said, I'm going to have a snipper, and I want to get kids. And so anyway, I went down and they put the imac all over me, my nuts and everything, right? But obviously within 4 seconds of that, all this shit started dropping off and that. And he said, well, obviously we need to do some extra preparation. So the second coat, right, is fucking iodine or whatever it's called, you know. The thing with that was, the trouble is they'd never experienced it before, but the iodine actually reacted with the fucking imac. And so within about 15 seconds, my balls had gone to about 110 degrees. Right? All the surrounding area went fucking bright red, purple, you name it. And literally, I had 2 nurses busy sort of scrubbing away and doing all sorts of shit. I'm sure they had to blow on it to cool it down. I was really ready to run off down Every Street, mate. With me fucking
They do get fucking up, don't they?
man, I'll tell you, I've never done a reaction like it for you. And about another hour, mate, before they could carry on with all the fucking, you know, because they have to make a little slices and start pinging your fucking guitar strings and all that to get rid of the obviously obvious connections and stuff. But I'll tell you what, it took me nearly a week to get over it, whereas it should have been just a couple of days. That was it burned.
Yeah, burning bollocks ain't funny.
That was funny, mate. The funny thing is, the afternoon of that day, we actually took off to the caravan in fucking Yarmouth for a week, you know. And the first 5 days in the caravan weren't fucking funny. I'll tell you that much.
Fucking hell.
It was a straightforward job.
Right, I think I'll get a bottle of beer. I think I've got one left.
Julie, what you done with Carl? Is he in fucking isolation now?
No, I don't know where he's gone.
Well, sure,
He's not down in his garage, is he?
No, he's not in his garage. I think he's going to get a stick so we can go to this next time.
I take it Andy's done a beer.
Well, I think he's going to get a beer. Sounds like he's moving the fucking kitchen around.
Right.
The fuck? I think his missus just knocked him out by the sound of that.
Yeah, she is.
Right. This is a very sad story about beer, this one. You think that's ghost ship?
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-alcoholic ghost ship. Yeah.
Sacrilege, mate. Absolute sacrilege.
It's actually nice, though.
That's the only one I got, mate.
Right, seriously. Fucking bloke who runs a pub, a club that's open. He might say one of them, yeah. You might as well nip up the Andes and give him one of them for extra zest, for extra power, extra strength.
There you go. 0.5.
You're giving her a marching orders, Wiggy?
That's elevated.
No, she actually offered Andy some of this, and it is fruity essence. That's 0.5% volume.
Yeah, exactly the same as this.
Actually, I think I'd be able to show you that bowl. She could barely prise her lips off the end of the fucking bottle, to be honest with you.
Gordon reckons that Carl's gone to shave his balls.
Yeah.
Well, Julie's looking upwards. I don't know where he is.
He's done a runner in it, Julie.
It's all right if you just want to carry on with headphones.
Batman costume.
Yeah.
Spoiler, man. I reckon if he's on the ceiling.
He looks fucking shocked. He looks shocked. What do you think he's doing, Chris?
I reckon Gordon's right. He's going to shave his balls.
Already, he might have done, yeah.
But knowing him, he'd be using fucking duct tape.
No, don't worry about it.
Duct tape. Oh, crow.
You back, Julie?
Hello.
You seem to go away in your own little world for a minute, then.
Yeah. Yeah, Carl's here.
Oh, has he shaved his balls?
No.
There's something definitely wrong with that bloke.
You've only just worked that out.
Just reading the comments here. Moist. Hold on, Johnny Langton, Weggy, my brother. Hold on, let's have a look here. Weggy, my brother-in-law, had the snap and said they put the shit sticking through the hole of the
They wouldn't be able to do that to me. My fucking dick wouldn't fit through the hole. It's long enough to poke out the other side.
Oh, fuck well. Can you imagine it? Oh, fucking hell.
Let's just hope it was a nice cold corridor. That could have been a bit worrying.
Tonight, Cole gets to the guy on the bottom bunk.
Paul might be hanging on the ceiling. Duct tape that would tear your sack off like a paper towel.
That would sort it out. Right, so Carl's on the bottom bunk. Julie's wearing the strapodictomy.
Strapodictomy.
Yes, brilliant job.
Oh, God.
Just his dick sticking through.
You imagine that fucking happened.
I'll tell you what, Andy, don't sense of humour, mate, I tell you.
That would be so funny. Imagine we rolled it there. There's all these old girls about 80 years old sitting there, you know. Fucking pecker sticking out the top. Fucking hell. Oh, that is funny.
Up Periscope.
Yeah. At least we've got there somewhere to hang his coat. Oh, God. I'm right with it.
There's your cock sticking up here.
But how come it's sticking up?
Oh, yeah, I suppose, really. Yeah, I suppose, really, you can think about it.
Yeah, go on.
With no foods. With no foods, the actual.
Yeah, probably easier.
What do you think people make these foods? At least I can't That's my fucking renter goes, isn't it?
Yeah. Carl, you need to get some speakers or a 2-into-1 for the headsets.
Yeah, well, I've got a 2-into-1 for somewhere, but you know, like where?
Somewhere's no good.
I'm going to go and buy one.
What now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that? She gone to get the kebabs?
Who?
Julie, she's gone to get the kebabs.
Going to get
So better stick our orders in. Lots of chili sauce, extra onions.
Yeah.
She's got to get a 2-in-1. Woof. Woof.
All right. Get the double intruder out for you.
I'm still fucking laughing at that fucking story.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing what that
Stick up Gordon's, Carl. Stick up Gordon's one.
Gordon's one.
Yeah,
Why is it
the bottom.
told your nipples stick out, but when it's told your dick vanishes?
Like a small child, Wayne. Like a small child.
I'll tell you, when it's cold, my fucking nipples are bigger than my dick.
Yeah, so when it's warm, they're about the same size. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, mine looks like a press stud.
Oh, so that's why you got the Manscaped, so you could just try and find it again.
Fucking RS.
Is that it?
Yeah, fucking hell. If I've got too much fucking bush, I'm pissing all over the place. It is.
Yeah.
It's like when you got the hose out in the garden, you put your fingers in front of the hose.
Oh,
His hair's going like this.
Yeah.
Chris, the worst thing is, like, when you get that cold now, you know, you end up taking the piss all over your strides, and you get your fucking, and you got to walk back to your mates with all this fucking.
That's it.
Right,
Big fucking wet patch. And then you have to blame it on the sink.
Yeah, blame it on the sink.
I don't know what you mean. I've never had that problem.
Yeah, but you using a shiwi, that's why.
Tell you what, excuse me. Well, that's the worst. That's horrible to have to say this, right? But as a bloke, right, you can never guarantee your aim, right? So you can go.
No, that's it.
You know, and you can go to one. Listen, right? You go to one of your posh friends, right? And they got this fucking fantastic you can live in, right? So you pull your cock out for a piss, right?
And piss up the wall.
Go exactly where you want it to go. And it can't go 3/4 of a fucking mile to the left, does it? You think, really? You know what? Just gone over all their fucking nice new wallpaper and their pop plant, right?
All the mother-in-law's cat.
There's an easy get out for that.
And you think to yourself, fuck me.
Or just blame it on their dog.
You just cannot, right? You cannot promise the aim is going to be spot on down the middle of the plan. You just can't do that.
If it's a posh house, I sit down. I know where it's going.
No, tell me, have you never been caught out? You go around someone's house, right? And you think to yourself, you know what? You really don't want to shit, right? But you've had to take your prize up, right? And then you fucking realise the fuckers ain't got no paper. So you got to stand there, right? You got to ring around. Yeah. You got to fucking phone around for somebody to fuck off down the local fucking cop and go and get a bog roll.
Or use your sock or something.
So I'm able to use one of the towels.
Throw it out the window. Yeah, I use the flannel. Use the flannel and fling it out the window.
Well, flannel's easier because it's wet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or pop in the shower, mate. You know, they'd not notice.
Always
Usually the bidet.
Yeah, you can always rinse the flannel out under the tap and put it back on the basin for later.
Yeah.
You know, just,
If you fold it right, you'll be all right.
obviously, try and get the pink one right, because there's a bit more. You know, it's a bit more. You know, you get your senses around it a bit. You got it right. So anyway, you sort of give it a flat between the cheeks, stick it under the hot tap. You know what I mean? And then obviously make sure you get the most fragrant fucking soap you can and rub it all in. Yeah. And obviously sprinkle it back under the tap so it's all nice and clean, and then give it a little bit of spray with air pressure. Then turn it right in again, square it up, and make it look as nice as when you first lifted it up to wipe your ass in the first place. Right? No one's surprised.
Piss on the seat, blame the dog, no paper, use the dog.
Use the
Well, imagine the turning up at your arse, you get a control of you the cat.
Oh, God. The trouble is the dogs are not a big Dane or something. That's a bit hard, isn't it?
Imagine you're there in the middle
Saint Bernard.
of the dog, and you've got a dog between your legs going,
What the fuck is Julie doing the aerobics now?
Oh, what a bloody subject.
Oh, I don't know. There was definitely some aerobic exercise going on then. Either that or she was calling you a wanker, Carl, one of the two.
She's not listening, look.
I don't think she's got the headset on, has she?
No.
Julie. Hello? Hello? See, that was a sneaky little wanker then that she gave you then, Carl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck me. She's coming.
I think you're in for it tonight, cowboy.
Yeah.
Watch out. She's returning.
Lucky bastard.
I'll tell you
She'll
what,
appear in Carl's in a minute. Slap him round the head.
I tried to slurp that old speckled hen 0% no alcohol shit. It's fucking gobby. It really is.
Is it like gravy?
I don't know what it is, but it's fucking disgusting. It's not old speckled hen, that's for sure. Thank God for bad.
So, Wiggy, when are you going to get back to work then, son?
What's that, mate?
I said, when are you going to get back to work then, Wiggy boy?
Well, I'll probably it's going to be March time, mate. I would have thought.
Yeah?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It's still another 3 months, like.
You what, sorry?
Another 3 months. Another 3 months, something like that.
I'd say a good couple of months, mate. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because of the type of job it is, as you know, we're working the nights in the yard and everything. It's going to take that much strength to sort of get me back doing what I normally do, mate. You know, so. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back, mate. To be honest. Honestly.
Can they get you back on light duties or something to start off with?
There's no light duties in the job, mate. To be honest with you. I mean, I don't work in the office.
No office work or anything, no.
No, I don't do office work, mate. I just fucking crucify my brain, you know. To be honest with you, I'd end up fucking killing somebody in the office. The great thing about me working in the office is I can, you know, because obviously I run the shift outside with the physical side of it, the lorries and the trailers and everything. No, they won't. No chance. And the simple fact of the matter is, if I can go head to head with them, I can do that for 10 minutes, quarter of an hour, quite happily. The whole office can be turned right over, verbally. And then the great thing about it is I get to leave and then go back outside and get some fresh air and do what I normally do. Whereas working in an office all day, I've seen the office destroyed. I've seen people in tears. I've seen people walk out left, right, and centre. People punched in the face, guts, kicked around the floor. And to be honest with you, you know, that'd only get worse if I was there full time. So probably far better, mate, for me to stay outside of the honestly. But that's what I do, mate. I've never ever wanted to be in an office environment, ever. You know, I handle all the paperwork and get all the logistics with everything else sorted out. Being in an office full time would absolutely fucking kill me, mate. I'm not that type of bloke. You know.
So
it drives you up the bloody wall, quite frankly. It really does.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm out of it.
I mean, you know, I don't know what you. I mean, obviously, I know with Peter and that you work the office side of things mostly, even since you know the sort of the estate agent type days. But Chris, you're more hands-on yourself, aren't you? You'd rather be out there doing the physical stuff. If you could.
Yeah, I'm in an office at the moment with this job what I'm doing now. But yeah, I much prefer being outside doing the physical stuff. It's better for me health for a start.
Yeah.
Easier on the brain. I mean, it's not rocket science I'm doing, but it's a bit monotonous.
Yeah.
I was office based when I left the army.
Yeah.
No, basically doing telecom sat there in front of a computer screen.
Yeah.
In the end, it started getting to me as well. But I'd done 20 odd years of it.
Did you?
That's what I just wanted out.
Yeah, I got. I suppose it's like with Andy, really. You know, Andy would obviously would run in the club and that. You've got to be a type of person who enjoys being front of house, you know, and obviously you got to be sociable and obviously, you know, I can imagine Andy preferring much more of that type of life. And obviously, you know, the road job being physical. I know you're getting to a point in time where obviously, you know, the hours have been long, Andy, and of course, the weather and this, that, and the other is not so funny. But could you imagine yourself in an office environment, Andy? 8, 9, 10, 12 hours?
Well, I had many years ago. I had an office job for a day, and I was in this office, right? And I was so pissed off after about 2 hours. You know what I done?
Went home.
Yeah, I opened the window, climbed out of the window, 2 stories up, dropped down, and went home. So whatever they thought when they went in that fucking room and I was gone, I don't know. I never went back. That is the truth. I opened the window and dropped down 2 floors and then walked down. I thought, I can't put up with this. Yeah.
No, I must admit, I don't know how the hell I put up with it for 35 years. I've been stuck in office jobs. No, I wouldn't go back to it unless I really had to. Now, I know I'm just sitting on my ass in the shop, but it's completely different. You see new people every day, and you know, different chats and everything like that. And there's no stress and there's no blooming pressure. You know, like I've always had. That's the best part about this job.
Really?
Money shit, but it really is. It's actually doing me a world of good. I feel a lot better now than I used to when I worked in an office. Hell of a lot better.
I suppose if that's the case, then, I mean, obviously, regardless of the actual wage, I mean, that can be made up, of course, but I suppose really on a personal level, that probably means a lot more to you, feeling that way about it rather than the actual financial side.
Yeah, I mean, I can't be worrying myself about money anymore. I've got so little and I've got so much debt. I don't give a shit anymore. I've been in jobs that been running 7, 8 payrolls, foreign payrolls and stuff like that, and all the pressure, the constant pressure timetable over and over every month or every week or every bi-week. Deadlines always have to be met. And it gets bloody stressful. And I used to get, that really used to crack my head in. Now, all I have to do is turn up, sit there, go bleep, bleep, bleep all day, have a good old chin wag if people want to talk, or just sort of, it's a job anyone can do. It's so simple. It's ridiculous.
Is it a bit like being a barber, Pete? You're sitting there, bleep, bleep, bleep. Anything for the weekend, sir? Bleep, bleep.
I mean,
all I say is I think one customer was actually being bloody hopeful because he bought 6 box loads. Actually bought 6 box packets. And I thought, God, no chance, mate. They'll be out of date before you got halfway through.
I might have had a balloon party coming up.
Well, that's true. That's yeah.
Or he's making vegan sausages.
Yeah.
A bit wobbly.
That's Chinese sausages, isn't it?
Yeah, wobbly.
Wobbly sausages. Fucking hell, we're on form tonight, boys.
The only thing that kept me sane in the office, though, was the actual guys that work there, because we're all ex-forces. And I mean, if the HR guys actually heard the language and the way we talked, in an office environment, it would have been out the window. Fucking straight gone by.
Do you know, I can kind of relate to that, because the school that I work at now, I worked at about 10 years ago. And back then, none of the members of staff were allowed to swear on the premises. And now we're all calling each other cunts all over the place. You know, even some of the kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do.
Hey, Weggy, road crew, stop and go boards with Andy. Look, I haven't used a stop and go board for bloody 5 months.
Not another fucking snake, is it?
Stop and go board. Fucking hell.
Well, if you can't get back to it, Weggy, if you can't get back to it, you might have to think of a change of.
I'll be all right, Eddie. Somehow I'll be okay. Well, what we've actually done is the company are fucked up because, I don't know if you know, obviously, Ransom's Europark, which you probably do, Andy, but in the front, where they used to have the old cash and carry, was a company called FDS, right? Mm. The old cash and carry at the front of Ransom's, Andy.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well, that became Hemisphere Freight for many years.
Right.
So, great big car park at the front. Now, for about the last 4 or 5 years, we've been parking all the lorries down there with the skellies, the empty trailers, and the lorries have just been parking up throughout the day and the night. Well, FDS moved out, right? Our company hadn't looked for anywhere else to park our lorries on the whole of Ransom's Europark, bearing in mind a lot of the places where we used to park weren't allowed to park there anymore. So now all our vehicles, right, are now having to be parked up somewhere else at the Orwell crossing, just up the road, right?
Bloody hell, yeah.
So, which effectively, my part of the job is knocked on the head because I was doing all the shunting between the FDS yard and our yard further up at Ransom's, and I won't be doing it anymore. So my job will literally, if when I go back, will be exactly the same job, but without all the driving. So I don't know what to expect, mate, because obviously I'm still speaking to the lads who work up there, obviously, and it's quite a bit different to how it was. And of course, the environment has changed up there since we've gone into this much more purposeful lockdown. So I don't really know what to expect when I go back. But the possibility is there that I might just have to consider a complete change. I don't know yet.
Become a chambermaid.
Sorry?
Become a chambermaid.
Possibilities there.
Hey, get a job down Radio Ipswich.
Tell you what, mate, it was a fucking. I'll tell you what, because I was seriously looking to fucking get another rock band together in the future. I'd be doing that, but there ain't no fucking gigs, is there?
Not in a minute.
No.
I want to become a resident drummer in Suffolk Andy's club, but that's fucking close. That ain't no good.
No. Did you say resident bummer or drummer? What sort of club is Andy running?
I'll leave the principal activities to you, Carl. Drummer.
All right, okay.
Yeah, you see, big smile on his face, and he thought you said bummer.
Yeah, no, video little cell. Go from top bunk to bottom bunklet.
Yeah.
No, I don't know yet, Andy. We'll have to see, mate, to be fair.
Yeah, because you can't go back if your leg is not strong enough or it doesn't hit. Mate, you've got to be 100% on your job. If that's not going to do that, then you're going to have to think of a change of career, aren't you?
Yeah. End of the day, I might just have to blag it, Andy. But there's other things going on. I mean, I've obviously, without going too far into details, I'm looking to obviously make sure that my future is possibly secure. Right.
Best way. How long have you been there now, Weggy? You've been there a long while, haven't you?
Yeah, 15 years.
Bloody hell.
I've been working in haulage now for 20, 24, 25 years now, haulage. But I've been at that particular company now for 15 years.
Crikey. That's a long time, mate.
I love the business, mate. I love haulage. I love the fact that it is what it is, mate. It's a no fucking about business. It's not the greatest. It's not going to make you a rich man, but at the same time, it's a steady income. So to me, that's more important.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. We'll see.
You get all these people and they say, oh, yeah, my job's fantastic. My job's this, my job's that. I guarantee if you stop the fucking wages, they wouldn't go in.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
So,
That's the only reason you do it. Money.
I'm going to say there's very few people that actually love to do a job they love.
No.
I think a lot of the time you have to consider the fact that there's a reason why you stick with a particular company or a particular job for so many years.
Yeah.
You may moan about it, you may moan about it, you may have nights where you're so frustrated that you can't stuff the fucking job so far up the edge. At the end of the day, there's a reason why people like us stay in the same job. And I suppose for me, it's been a reliable way. And
that's it.
There's aspects of the job
regular. It's regular and it's there, isn't it?
Simple as that.
And not being funny, at the end of the day, I mean, my job was just a job that I knew how to do it, and I never wanted to go retrain for anything else. I just knew it too bloody well, and I was comfortable in what I was doing in that respect. I didn't want to start learning something new.
Yeah.
No, I loved my job. I absolutely loved my job. I loved the students, and then everybody decided we got to fill in forms for this, we got to do this, we got to fill this in, we got to fill that in, we got to write everything down. And basically, out of a 50-minute lesson, we were only with the students for about 30 minutes. The rest of the time was filling all these forms out by what we did in the lesson, how we responded to this, how we responded to that. We just couldn't do the job that we were employed to do, which was help.
It's all paperwork now in schools.
Yeah. And of course, they started running the school like a business, and they just kept picking and nitpicking. And in the end, I said, do you know what? It got to the point where, basically, I was driving to school, and at the bottom of the street where the school was on, there was a roundabout, and I would literally drive around there a couple of times before actually going into the gate. And I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
If I'm doing that, I've got to get out.
Yeah.
I'd only go around it once, and that'd be just to turn around and go back home.
Yeah.
So,
You know what?
I'll get dizzy.
I've never been in a job where I felt that I've wanted to turn. There's times when you thought to yourself, fuck this, you thought, bollocks, I'll spin the car around and go home. But I've never been in a job where, I consistently thought to myself, I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. I really don't want to be here. So.
I have.
Yeah, I did.
A few years with Cable and Wireless, I thought I just don't want to be here. But
Really?
no, the money was too good to actually pass up. But when the redundancies came around and I'd get a year's pay to actually go, I thought it's time. No, and I've got a decent pension and stuff like that, so I thought I'm off. I ain't hanging around anymore.
No.
No, I was like that. I was like that with my last permanent job that I had. I was there. It was working in Tiptree, and just the hassle of up and down the A12 every day. And personally, I didn't overly like the company, and yet I was there for 9 years, and I was just training backwards and forwards for 9 years because I knew, because I just had to keep doing
You're
the
getting
job.
a rut, didn't you?
And then I just had a total breakdown, and that's where I had my breakdown. I don't even remember. No, all I remember is not quite a cheeky bastard. That is the one thing I never actually managed to do. But I just literally drove to my house. So all I can remember is suddenly turning off my roof, and I must have gone back to my house because the next thing I remember, I was sitting in my sister's lounge, and I'd just totally broken down. I just got to the stage where I just had enough of it. And it wasn't the pleasant place to work, but it was a job. I had to keep the money coming in. I had other pressures outside at the time, which didn't help. $2,000 a month on legal bills because of the silly extra pitch, etc. And everything just sort of got on top of me. And in the end, I just said, "Bang, that's it," and I just walked out. I just left it. Had to. Yeah.
I remember Johnny Langton's just put down here. I remember John told me about it. Actually, he's probably told others as well in the crew. Weggy, I stuck a job 39 years paint spraying. There we go. I hate it, but I paid the rent. So I've done, so it would have been so much, which is fair enough. I mean, that's a lot of years in a job. And the simple fact of the matter is, regardless of how you want to look at it, it was 39 years in employment, so.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, isn't it, really? But of course, I don't think that you should ever stay in a job if it continually makes you fucking unhappy for whatever reason. I nearly gave up my job, the haulage, because it wasn't nothing to do with me with the job itself. It was when I was suffering with the sleep apnea, and I didn't know what was going on, and I was driving myself into an early grave. I couldn't suss out why I was dying on the job. And that's only obviously when after a year and a half of grinding myself into the ground physically, did I then find out that it was the need of a sleep aid, which was the CPAP machine, that would bring me back to a level that I could survive working in that environment. Thank you. So yeah, that nearly pushed me to the physical side of it. Where I wasn't sleeping with the sleep apnea, really forced me out of that job, to be honest. And it did very closely. And I spoke to my wife at the time about it, and a lot of people, and they said, "Reggie, if I was getting to that point, bearing in mind, none of us are getting younger, and that was sort of 55, and I was starting to seriously think it was more an age thing rather than anything else. 12-hour, 60-hour weeks, 12-hour shifts in all weathers, alternating days and nights and that. I thought, on a personal level, it's probably beaten me now, because it happened. It was a CPAP machine and the readings that sorted it all out. Throw myself off. Yeah. Apart from obviously the accident. 2 stupid actions I made this year, really.
What are you munching?
Who, me?
Yeah, you got them noodles again.
No, mate, no, I don't know who's got the crunchy shit. No, I've just been given a little mini Mars bar. So I didn't make any noise. I don't know who's... You what? I mean, my fucking Snickers. You eat my jar of sweets. I bought a fucking great box of chocolates and stuffed that in about 10 seconds. Because you eat my fucking mini Snickers and Mars bars. Anyway.
Well, I'm on chocolate.
That's very easy. Like John has said, that's very easy to get stuck into something and get hooked into it, and you can't move on because you're fighting to take another sort of occupation. But I think sometimes you have to take the bull by the horns and just do it.
I think you do.
I know. When I first started this, the first day I started, I went in to this traffic management place, and I ain't got a clue what I was doing, what I was supposed to do. And I pulled up at the car park, and I actually put my boots on, and I knew I had to go in this place. And I really felt like going home. I thought, I'm going to go home. I ain't going to fucking stay here. And in the end, I did go in, and I ain't looked back since, you know. So, you have to sometimes take the bull by the horn and just take it on board and do it, you know.
I think it's quite a big thing, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter what age you are. I mean, we're all fairly confident people, you know. I certainly don't lack any confidence. I know Andy and Chris was the same. You know, so but even then, you know, when you start a new job, or when you're in a position where you can be starting a new job, well, it's quite a big thing, you know. Especially if you don't know anybody, you don't know the job, and actually you've got to learn. It's not just a case of learning the job; you've got to learn the people. You know, and that doesn't. There's no guarantees that you will be part of a team that you may have been in a team beforehand that worked so well. You go to a different place altogether, and that might not ever gel in that way. You know, that's one of those things, isn't it? You know, and then that can you know, put a lot of pressure on people if they're not happy in a job for whatever reason, whether it be the people they work with or the actual job itself, and that can make life quite difficult for some people, can't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I was actually lucky when I came out of the army that I actually went into an occupation where 90% of the people were actually ex-armed forces.
Yeah.
So no, we had the same dark sense of humour. And you could say things that you wouldn't say in a civilian office, as such. You know, with just old ex-civilians or civilians there. And there's things you could say, and things I wouldn't say now to you lot, because you just wouldn't understand it. No.
What did he say? I didn't understand him.
No, I didn't. What are you talking about, mate? I've got no idea.
Saying. Yeah,
no, I'm lost.
You wouldn't understand A, what I was saying, and B, if you did understand it, you'd think I was a complete and utter bastard. Because when we're in the office, the things I say here are tame to what compared to what we used to say in the office.
Oh, good God!
Yeah, I've heard them. So the only regret I had about walking out on my job is the fact that I used to work with a lot of foreign lads from Afghanistan and refugees, helping them to adapt and basically become more aware of our culture more than anything, because a lot of them are quite intelligent. And there was one lad who'd just come over, and I'd been assigned to him and everything, and it was my last year, and he was really looking forward to having me in year 11 as well, and I just couldn't carry on, and I felt so guilty about leaving him behind. But I knew if I'd carried on that extra year just for him, that would have been the end of me. You know.
Yeah.
There comes a time when in everyone's life you're selfish, isn't you? You've got all of a sudden you have to put that selfishness and put yourself first sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're never going to be there for everybody when they really need you. It's that simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your actual job, Ingrid?
Sorry?
What was your actual job? Were you a teacher, were you?
No, I was teaching assistant.
Teaching assistant, same sort of thing, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, basically, just without the degree.
Yeah. Okay.
And basically, we'd go to all lessons with these children. So we basically picked up maths, science, English, history, religious education, and anything else in between. So I preferred working with boys to girls, because girls between the ages, between year 9 and year 11 are just, most of them were bitches.
Yeah.
Oh, most of them were horrible, you know.
Only
Not
most.
all of them,
I think. Fucking,
but
I think all
most
of
of
ours
them.
are.
Yeah.
A very rewarding job, I bet, though, you had. I bet you it's very clear you loved the job.
When it doesn't matter whether it was one of the refugee kids or one of the other kids, but you know, like there was one child, he just could not get the hang of multiplication in the new way that the schools teach it. So I taught him the old way, you know, long multiplication. And when the penny dropped and you saw it in his face, went, oh my God, I get it. You know, it was little things like that, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
It made it all worthwhile, but nah.
Well, that's what you're there for, isn't it? To try and make the penny drop and help them.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Oh, it's on the telly.
Oh, she's got the telly on.
Anyway, just wondering who's still watching.
That's still Lupin.
Yeah.
Who's still watching, by the way? We've still got Johnny Langdon. Have we still got Meister? Have we still got Kenny? Have we still got Gordon? We haven't seen Tracy Brown tonight. We haven't seen Nita tonight. We haven't seen Tasha Garrett tonight.
Chris is just bugging off.
Yeah. Let's just show our faces. Who's still here with us?
Pardon?
Ask us some questions. Anything.
Yeah, give us some questions. That'll be cool.
Even if
Chris's wife,
gonorrhea, we can answer them.
Chris's Wi-Fi has just gone. Apparently, he's trying to reconnect.
Okay.
Just sent a message.
Oh, pardon.
Oh, better out than in. So ladylike.
I know, it was so ladylike.
You should hear a fart.
I'd rather not.
I don't fart.
No, you fluctuate.
No, I whisper.
All right. You do a poot. Yeah, I know.
I don't know, Stitch, are you?
Jesus Christ.
Don't start me yawning.
Wi-Fi keeps buffering.
That's disgusting. Just rest.
So you can taste
Yeah.
Fucking stuff you come out with. That's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't allowed face fuzz either, mate. We even had to shave our pubes. Did he just say fuck?
That's a guy with Tourette's keeps saying fuck, 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 and what they've done is they've remastered it with all these fantastic tunes. It's brilliant, mate.
Oh, poor lad.
Brilliant. You ever look at my timeline, Pete, you'll see it on there, boys. Funny as hell.
I'll have a look at that in a minute.
Oh, man. I was upset at myself. I've moaned at the help of watching it, but it's funny as hell. It really is. When's the club open up? When's the club going to open up in 2023, 24, 25?
Probably something like that, I reckon. Yeah. Getting bloody fed up with it now.
It's still viable by then.
Yeah, well, yeah. I've got to go down tomorrow and see if I can see if they're giving us any more money or not. I'd like to have a bit more of them, so we'll have a look tomorrow.
Yeah. Is there any idea the club might be sort of, I mean, obviously we're right in a right lockdown at the moment now with the virus going through the roof, this, that, and the other. But none of us have got any idea as to when these things are going to open up. Not in the slightest.
No.
To be fair, I don't think those trying to get us through it know any better, do they? Let's be honest.
No.
And you can't blame them for not.
No. It's not exactly if they've got past experience, have we? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Boris hasn't got past experience of anything, has he?
No.
Yeah, apart from being a twat, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's a liar and a twat and a cunt waffle.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a very nice name.
I don't know.
What? And I hope nobody voted for him.
I did. Well, yeah, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this now. I have voted from the age of 18 to 65. I have voted nothing but Labour, and I've never voted for anybody else. But this was the first time, and I actually felt like I wanted to cut my fucking hand off when I came out of there for voting for that twat. But I couldn't vote. I couldn't vote for Corbyn. I'm sorry. The bloke makes my skin crawl. Yeah, and that was all it was. It was only because of Corbyn. He made my skin crawl.
That's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but there you go.
So if Keir Starmer had been the Labour leader back then, would you still vote Labour?
No.
All right.
No, because that was all to do with Brexit, you see. I'm a Brexiteer and I wanted Brexit, and the only way I could get a bloody potato fucking wig on, Yeah, I'm not saying I'll never vote for him again, because I probably won't. But yeah, that was just that one-off thing. I don't like them. I hate the Tories. I think they're the nasty party. But the other side, I'm afraid to say, the old Labour Party that I used to like is gone. That's too radical now and too left wing. I'm a middle of the road person, and I don't like that. I don't like all this fucking wokeness and all this shit and all this crap they come out with, and you can't say this and all this fucking people, No, I can't deal with them. No.
I must admit all the PC correctness bullshit, but I'm definitely on the left wing socialist side.
Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm an old Labour person. I'm in the middle. Pardon?
I'm actually old. You're new Labour. That's Blair and all that sort of crap. That's the middle of the road. The old Labour. I did like Blair, but I don't like him now. I think he's a warmonger. But there again, at the time, I thought he was doing the right thing, but I know he was wrong. But yeah. All right.
Yeah, I got a nut stuck in my throat.
Poor lady's choking to death, and what do?
Yeah, just because I've said nuts. Schoolboy.
I don't know what's better, a nut or a pubic hair in your throat.
Or a nut
I really don't want it. I don't want the nut in my mouth, so I'll take the
Do you know it's fucking true? You don't ever grow up, do you? You just grow fucking tall.
Well, I didn't grow up. Didn't grow tall either.
Bless.
You got to remember, us men never grow up. We're like Peter Pan for the rest of our lives, mate. We never grow up.
Message there for you, Andy, mate.
I refuse to grow up. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's true. Don't vote for politicians, Andy. It only encourages them. That is true. And then,
If you voted for them, no, you can't vote for anybody else like.
She's got nuts stuck in her throat. Right,
Was the nuts recently shaved? so that's why Chris has disappeared, isn't it?
He's shaving his nuts too.
He's off doing his manscaping. Are you all right now, dear?
Yeah.
What sort of nut was it? Should we ask? Well, I'm just curious.
It was only a little one.
Carl, behave.
Well, no, I'm not saying anything.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that all? Is that all you had in your mouth and you were choking?
Yeah, because I've got a very small ladylike throat. It only takes a little nut to choke me.
Don't wipe out the question.
Oh, dear. Nuts and frogs.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Andy, is he falling asleep or something?
I don't know, Wiggy, you falling asleep, mate?
There he is.
You've gone quiet.
Yeah, you gone quiet, Wiggy. What's the matter with you?
Fuck all. I'm just looking at my phone, mate. It's some quite comical shit on there, to be fair.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you was worrying about getting a nut in your throat.
You don't want to just avoid the monkey nuts.
Yeah, don't have a monkey nut, mate.
Don't go near the monkey nuts.
Yeah, they usually come in twos, monkey nuts.
Yeah, you'll get a pair stuck.
Just making sure that Mrs. Saunders hadn't pushed the gag reflex too far and fucked herself up, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I see Chris is having problems with virgins.
Yeah, he's had problems with virgins for years, old Chris.
Yeah.
It's, like I say, I think he's trying to blame it on the Virgin broadband. The simple fact of the matter is, he's just actually sent me a message, got his little old package out, and he's now grooming his bikes. So,
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hedge trimming.
I think he's gone crabbing it, to be honest. Crabbing.
Crabbing?
Crabbing.
A little bit of crabbing.
No. Excuse me. Anyway, so.
No deep throat. Deep throat tonight, Carl.
Poor old lady's going to be hoarse, isn't she?
I can hear her dying. I can hear her dying on the headphones.
Yeah, you're sitting there and not coming to my assistance, are you?
Well, I can see you. If you're going to die, I can see you. And I know there's a few seconds lag, but I'll be down there, dear. You're all right. I'm keeping an eye on you.
You're so caring.
I am.
I might be wrong, but did I detect a bit of sarcasm there? I might be wrong.
Not at all.
Wiggy, Wiggy, I can honestly say, mate, do not get a bottle of this. It is bloody shite. That is shite. Yeah. It's horrible. I nearly done that though, but.
Andy, the old speckled hen. Low alcohol shite as well.
Yeah, low alcohol beer tends to be shite.
Really?
Oh, that Brewdog one I had last year was okay.
Oh,
yeah, that's horrible. Yeah. I don't want that anymore. Yeah.
No, I see Calm Bikers called it a day with Facebook, Andy.
With Facebook?
Yeah. Calm Bikers said enough of Facebook, mate. He's got nothing to do with it now.
All right.
He hasn't put any vlogs up lately either, has he?
No, mate.
On YouTube either.
Yeah, Kat's gone off of Facebook as well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has as well. Kat.
Earlier on, Kat's still on. Kat has been saying for a while. I mean, anyone knows sort of Kat's thoughts on certain things, and I know she's had some fallouts with some people. But she did say in the crew that she was going to be pulling away from Facebook, and I'd spoken to her on the side quite a few times. But at the moment, she's still on there, so we'll see. But I suspect her and Anna will probably pull away very soon. To be fair,
Kat is very political as well. She's very, very political. Yeah,
extremely.
Yeah,
which is something that which is something obviously especially if you were doing the motor blog. And you, as you know, Andy, you mentioned politics on the motor blog, mate. You do everything.
Well, when I done a few years back, when we had 16, when we done the Brexit thing, I done a Brexit vlog. I lost 50 subscribers in one day.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
In 1 day. Yeah, because they just got the arse with me because I was sort of promoting it, and I thought then I ain't doing any more of these. I don't think I've done anything political since. So, yeah.
No.
Unless you're actually doing political vlogs or anything like that. The only political one I did was actually slagging politicians down in general.
Yeah. I've tended to, regardless of sort of feelings on certain things, I've tended to keep my views away from social media. Really.
Yeah.
I've spoken to people who I class as friends and and family and stuff. But to be honest with you, I think opening up your views on social media, you're in it for a fucking hide, mate. No matter how you. And unfortunately, I'm not one of these people who, I don't put that above. I don't put that above friendship. I suppose really being in the position that I am, being in the position I am with the Suffolk crew and that, I'd rather sort of keep the opinions away from media. So at least keep a nice sort of decent level when it comes to.
No, I can't stand politics.
He's doing the twinkly things.
What?
What's that? What the fuck is that noise, man? What is all that fucking crackling shit? What is that?
What, that?
Yeah.
Chocolate raisins.
Raisins.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
Oh, it's a fucking chambermaid Dobby that I bought there. Making all that fucking noise. You think you're still doing my ass with right? The fucking carrot.
Yeah. Fucking Dobby fucking fuck. Yeah.
Jay, she's ripping you a new arsehole in the kitchen, mate. She's ripping you a new arsehole.
Is
she?
Yeah.
No. Surely she's not. Not darling little bitch.
She is, mate. I can't even feel the fucking gap in the doorway.
I could never believe Stitch having a go at anybody, bless her heart. She's too much of an angel.
Soft as shit.
Bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Look here, sucking up, man.
That's only because I'm scared.
Hey, come on.
She's I'm fucking scared of her, I tell you.
Hey, you notice that, Carl, did you? Hey. Fucking licky. You're not.
I would never say a bad thing against her.
Not while I know she's listening anyway. Come on.
Absolutely.
I'm sick, but I'm not that bloody stupid.
No, we're going back to the old politics side of things. I don't know about. I mean, I know Andy's brought one or two things up, which is typical Andy. sometimes I think Andy likes a little bit of controversy on the old fucking YouTube channel. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing the things that you're doing, Andy. It certainly brings a little bit of life. A little bit of life to sometimes the vlog itself, doesn't it? But generally speaking, I personally tend to stay away from it myself.
Yeah, I think that's best too. But trouble is, yourself, if you're turning out, say, 1 or 2 vlogs a week, that's hard to think of subjects, and sometimes you get sort of drawn into them sort of things because they're the thing of the week, or they're on Tully or whatever, or on YouTube. But at the moment, you've got to be very careful what you say and whatever, because all the censorship is just ridiculous at the moment, and they're just hammering anybody who thinks a little bit different, So you have to be very careful.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. That's through all media, isn't it? Which is bullshit. Fucking freedom of speech and all that,
That's going out the window at the moment.
Well, it's not freedom of speech, really. The freedom of speech means that the government isn't doing the censorship. The companies are doing it. It's so what? It's up to them. It's their platform. If the government was doing it, that'll be a different matter. That would be a controversial of freedom of speech.
Well,
I think, to be honest with you, Carl, I use the media with contempt. I use it for the shithole platforms that they are. To be honest with you, I really do, mate. I've got no respect for all of these fucking platforms. To be honest with you, you use it and abuse it, and if you kick me right, I really don't care no more.
Yeah.
I had a Twitter account.
I
chucked my Twitter account in, but then on this Saturday, last, I went to join Parler, and of course that was completely taken off, completely destroyed. Yeah. But hopefully they're going to be back next week, and I'm going to join Parler now. I'm not going to go. And actually, I'm sick to death of Facebook. I think that's going to go the same way as other,
Well, I'm being serious, Andy. Like Dell going back all those years, and the same as Chris with the and Cole know about this Biking Buddies. Chris runs, although he's not active at the moment, he runs a Biking Buddies, which is just another motorcycle group. That's on the Pro Boards platform, right?
All right, yeah.
Which is what the Idiot Collective used to be on, Carl, if you remember rightly. Pro Boards. They weren't Facebook. So I might actually take the whole Suffolk crew away from Facebook and put it on a different platform altogether. And members are members, right? They can remain part of it, right? And people who ask, they can be acknowledged as to where we are. But see, that'll be run completely. It'll be the same sort of thing, but it'll be different.
Just bulletin board.
I think
it'd just be a bulletin board like it was.
One of the freest ones at the moment is Gab. Have you ever heard of Gab? That's one of the best ones at the moment. They're completely and utterly free of all other platforms of Amazon and Google. They're completely free of that lot. Gab. And I think what you're going to find is Parler, when they start up next week or the week after again, will be completely free of the big monopolies, and that's the time to get with them, give them a bit of support. Yeah.
I think
the problem we got with those those applications and whatever it's downloading it. You have to go to some dodgy sites to download the app to use it on your mobiles and stuff.
Well, what they're saying, Carl, is they're going to make their own platform, completely new platform. So
maybe.
So they're going to make their own platforms, and because I know Gab has got their own platform because they were decimated by Google and Amazon and Apple, but they've made their own platform and they're growing. They're definitely growing. And Parler, I think on the week before they got taken down, and they had the biggest take up of an app on Apple, the biggest ever for the day. I think it was like 50,000 people in one day tried to go to Parler from Twitter. Yeah. So I think that's the future. Yeah.
So it's Parler sort of
Facebook,
just like it's basically another Facebook or Twitter, but without all the crap and the ads and the
Yeah.
and
The difference is
shit.
they've got no censorship whatsoever as long as you incite violence.
Mhm.
As long as you don't incite violence, there's no, you get any say what you like, left, right, middle, whatever. But if you incite violence, then they will have you. But if you don't, you can say what you like. Yeah.
Does that include violence towards women? You
I
know, not
don't
the
know.
political violence,
I don't know.
rape speech.
I should imagine anybody in their right mind would have some sort of, policing of that. I would have thought, because nobody, would indulge that, really, would they? You know.
No. Anyone does that, don't want to know.
I was with a young girl the other day. She works for us, and she's a traffic management. You wouldn't believe it, because we don't get many, but she does work with us guys. And she was having a conversation with another bloke of a different religion. I'm not saying what it is. And the things he was saying to her were horrendous. And I got involved and said to him, look, let's diffuse this, because she was getting riled because the things he was saying to her were wrong. And I diffused it and got it under control. So yeah, I don't believe in any of that shit. I'll tell you what, I always believe a woman is equal to me in anything, and if she does the same thing as I do, she should earn the same. And I don't think anybody should abuse them, and they shouldn't abuse us either. So I look at it, Yeah, I don't even care if my I'll tell you now, my boss is black. He's a black man, and I work for a firm. Right, there's 40, nearly 50 of us, and I tell you what, I bet you there's only one handful of white blokes work for him, and I'm one of them. Yeah, all the rest are black. Yeah, I don't care. Don't bother me. He's a good bloke.
No.
I like him. Yeah, he's a good boss.
It's got nothing to do with color, religion,
Skin
and
color,
stuff like that.
No.
It's got nothing to do with anything. At the end of the day, if I like someone, it's because I like them. If I don't like him, it's because I don't. It's not. I'm not going to say I don't like him because he's got ginger hair or something like that. You don't do any of that crap. I don't believe in that shit.
Ginger hair.
No.
Huh? Ginger.
Fucking ginger.
See. I like gingers. I have a friend that's a ginger.
You've got a friend who's a ginger head person.
Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand why people can get so out their trolley and just use something.
I was asking Peter.
He likes twisting anything I say. Shut up or I'll get my chocolate raisins out again.
Jesus, right.
Yeah, so I think a lot of these platforms. I think I see yesterday or today that the stocks in Twitter are falling like a stone at the moment, because so many people are leaving because what happened in America and what they done to Trump. A lot of people have just said, "I've had enough of this," and they're leaving in droves.
That's like the WhatsApp. There's a lot of noise about the WhatsApp now. With them, you've been. You've got to agree for your information to be bypassed onto Facebook now, because Facebook bought the WhatsApp.
They did.
Year or last 2 years ago, and a lot of people are saying bollocks. A lot of that information's already sought after on Facebook. I don't particularly pay that much attention to it, to be fair. But if you're looking for, I suppose, that unification of the fact that it's supposedly securely locked from one end to the other with WhatsApp, there's plenty of other formats that you can use away from WhatsApp that will do the same thing. But that's anyway, because of course they're now sending out the requests that you agree to have Facebook have all your information come over from WhatsApp at the same time.
I think Twitter, and I'd like to see Facebook go the same way as MySpace. Everybody can remember MySpace. That was the biggest thing on there.
Yeah.
And that went down the fucking toilet, and I'd like to see Facebook go down the toilet as well.
I would.
I really would.
mean, MySpace was good.
Yeah.
MySpace, I mean, I used that primarily for my music and my band sites and everything else like that. And that was great for that. You know, there was a certain amount of mixing with people and that and getting to know people, but it weren't certainly on the Facebook level of stupidity. You know, I think Facebook is at its day, big time, massively.
Yeah. I think you have
and all they've got is the power of the numbers, isn't it? That's what they've got. And until you get something, the trouble is until you get something else. It's like you're saying about WhatsApp. There's other programs out there, but if your friends or your family members haven't got it, everybody's got. Yeah, and it's trying to get another platform out there that's everybody's going to use. It's just getting the numbers up. It's a numbers game.
It's universal, isn't it? You know, and of course, there's no point you making a song and dance about a different platform if 99% of the people you know, whether it be family or friends, are still on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. So that's the whole point.
Facebook for us, we keep in contact with people all over the world that we've met in, you know, various gigs.
It's become a central hub for everything, really. I mean, when it comes to people, you know, your family, you stay in touch with those people through Facebook a lot of the time. You can obviously, you know, your photos and that, they all get tagged and this, that, and the other. So you do share a lot, and obviously, you know, with the various groups that have been set up on Facebook, like obviously the Suffolk group, you know, and all sorts of groups. And it is quite a big step to actually move away from the Facebook platform, which is a universally day-to-day used platform, to then put it somewhere else. But I think people, you know, they will adopt it in time. It's just that Facebook is so big and so easily accessible to most people that most people will not move away from it. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but then you know, at one point they were an unknown app, weren't they? They were unknown. There were other options.
I mean, MySpace was the place to be, wasn't it? All those years ago.
I don't know. I was never on MySpace.
I never used it, but I know of it.
I couldn't navigate it very well. It was so hard. I just didn't get on with it. So when Facebook come along, that was it. I was in the first, you know, joining up.
Really? I actually stayed away from Facebook for the first few years, to be honest with you, because I sort of heard stories, and I had no need for it, to be honest. And do you know what? I joined it, and I was on it for about a year, and I got pissed off with it, and I came off. And do you know what? There's only one person that persuaded me to, and that's all to do with the motorcycle business, the arrangements of everything that we were doing. And that was Skeggy Cruiser, who kept on at me and on at me and on at me. He said, Wiggy, you really seriously need to rethink this Facebook situation. I said, no, mate. I said, I'm going to stay away from it. And then when I looked into it further and about spreading the information about, you know, starting up the Suffolk cruise we did and getting the information out there, I suppose really that was that primarily that got me back onto Facebook. But then I used it completely differently. It wasn't about finding old friends. Finding old friends with the bike world was great. That was fine. You know, and obviously, I mean, I suppose really, out of all the friends that I've got now, apart from the kids and the mother and obviously associated family, I'd have to say 95% are bike related, you know, which they are. Which obviously works well with the world that we live in, generally speaking, most of the time. And it does work. It's brought some great friends. It's brought some great contacts. But at the same time, I'd be more than happy now to actually lift the whole Suffolk crew right away from Facebook and have it on a completely different platform. This web page, you know, because I don't feel we need to expand. If anything, we could cut the thing in quarters, right, and still have more than enough people in that crew, as Andy remembers. You know. And Carl possibly. I don't know how long Carl's going to remember, but obviously I started that crew up 5 years ago now. And Andy, I left it at 39 members, mate, for the first 12 months.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And that was good enough.
Yeah, but it's not about how many you've got. It's not the quantity, it's the quality, isn't it? And When I joined in 2019, the one thing I did notice with all the numbers was, people were joining, but it was always the same people. When we went out for a ride, you always saw the same faces.
Yeah, funny enough,
with the odd new one coming in, and whatever. But the number that actually got physically involved compared to the number that are supposedly involved on Facebook was quite a lower percentage, wasn't it? Don't you think?
The thing is, the great thing about it was really, I mean, we could ride, and we've had some fantastic rides, as Andy knows, and Peter and possibly Cole. We've done runs where we've had 100 motorcycles with the crew turn up, which is great. It's lovely. And I suppose the nice thing about the fact that we grew in numbers when it came to support with charity things, and that, of course, you got to put extra names there. But to be honest with you, I got to a point where I thought, because I culled nearly 200 people off the crew. We'd be nearly 900 members or whatever it is now. With this and the other. But it's certainly not about that. And to be fair, Pete, if I'm completely honest, there's quite a few who have been part of the old crew from the last couple of 3 years. I could lose, quite honestly, nowadays.
Yeah.
And I could guarantee you one thing. Apart from the obvious people that are sort of sitting here now, do you know what? I could guarantee you that within reason, I'd still keep the same 39 members I had back in 2015.
Yeah, but doesn't surprise me.
Do you know what? Because the same people, and I can guarantee you, mate, when it comes to runs now, it all started off, I'll tell you who it used to be. On a run, before we actually put the crew together, it'd be myself meeting up with Suffolk Andy, right? There'd be the Cactus Twins. There would be Bob, Annihilated. There would be Amy. There would be Johnny Langton. There would be Old Boy Tony. And the same people who would get together, meet after meet, just go for a run, a social, a beer, a burger, and a chat, and be there all day. Isn't that right, Andy?
Yeah.
No more, no less.
Yeah. The point is, though, Weggy, if we hadn't had this Corona thing and we'd had sort of a normal, what we call normal, we'd had like last year, which we had probably one of the best summers we've had in years for riding. That was just fantastic. Where would we have been now if we hadn't had Corona, which has set us all back? Where would that crew be now?
I don't know, mate.
Where would you have been with it? How big would it have been?
I don't know, mate. I mean, to be honest with you, Andy, I think, if we were talking about us two and that, wherever we've been, whether it's been two of us or whether it's been 102 of us, we've always enjoyed ourselves, mate. So it's always a pride thing to know that you put something together and you've got people to support it, and especially when you turn up at events like the Kesgrave Bike Show and like the toy runs and that, with the Shucks and all those guys. It's nice to have them big numbers. But do you know what? I suppose I got as much enjoyment, Andy, going out as 5, 10. You take the Ace Calf runs we've had.
Yeah.
They've been a laugh, mate. They've always been a gap, haven't they? We haven't needed 5, 30 people on there. We've run out with 8, 9 people.
Yeah, I can remember not last year, but it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was last summer. Rob 69. He said, "Come out for a ride, Andy." And I said, "Yeah, I'll come out with you." We went up to the Fens, and Aaron, my boy, came with us. 3 of us, just 3 bikes, and we had one of the most cracking days going around the Fens, looking at places, stopping, having a quick pint and a burger, like you say. And we had a cracking day, and there was 3 of us, just 3 bikes.
That's all you need.
Brilliant day out. Yeah,
definitely, mate.
And he done his homework, so he knew where he was taking us. And I went to places I didn't even know. I went to the Harley Davidson Memorial, in this place. I'd never heard of it.
No, you made a video of it, didn't you? Or did Rob make one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And I'd never seen the place. I never even knew it existed. That was a cracking day. So you don't need 100 bikes.
That's one of our days at the Ace Calf. I mean, people slag the Ace Cap off. We've been up there, you know, we've done the Triumph days, mate. I mean, it's been fairly well packed and that. Obviously, when it's rained, we ain't bothered to turn up, you know. But of course, when you get there, mate, it don't matter. It don't matter if there's 5 of you, you know, because you know there's another 200 people there, and you, of course, like anything else, you get to know them, you get to chat to them and stuff, you know. And it's, of course,
you just talk bike shit, yeah.
Yeah, you know. And to be honest with you, mate, I actually got to the point last year, you know, where I got quite bored with the whole crew thing, and you know, I toyed with the idea of giving it all up. I toyed with the idea of closing it down, even, which is, you know, not the way to go because people have invested their time and their efforts into sort of becoming part of it. So, but in a way, on a personal level, I actually got quite bored with it, and I suppose it didn't help with having the injuries I did because that stopped me riding completely anyway. I think we just let it tick over now, you know, and it does what it does. Not too many people participate in things because there's nothing to do really.
Nothing to participate in.
Yeah, like you say, Wiggy, there's nothing to do anyway. So.
But to be fair, I mean, what we've got to hope is that, I know the figures are horrendous at the moment. I know the virus, it seems like it's spiraling out of control. But my nan always used to say, it's a good old saying, it's always darkest before the dawn. And that's what we've got to hold on to, the fact that we've got to go through this really dark patch, and we're going to be coming out of it very soon. And it's still going to be months, but I'm really confident that we are going to start getting back to things sort of May, June time. I'm hoping that things can start to open up, be a little bit more relaxed. We can start then going out places, you know, doing little rides here, there, and everywhere. And that's what I'm really holding on for, because it's amazing. I only joined the crew in August 2019, and then obviously the COVID hit in 20. But so I had a very short time of finding out what this, all this crew life was, and all the fun that you have and stuff like that. And I can't wait to get my hands dirty again, get involved again, start getting out there again, because it was cracking time, absolutely cracking time.
I think we're gonna approach it differently, Peter, because I think we're way past the marshalling side of things now, because you can't marshal anymore. And I'm going to take it completely back to the old school way of running, which is literally you if you want to turn up, you turn up as a group, you meet up, and then you run old school. You use your own common sense to get to a destination. And I have to say, for risk reasons and also financial reasons, the whole marshalling side is finished with the crew. The Suffolk Police won't put up with that anymore. We've found that much more so, obviously, with the club side as well. The Shucks, obviously, a small club, and they can get away with a little bit about riding for the toy runs and this and the other. But when it comes to the toy runs and the Easter egg runs, they do get a little bit of police support because it's a charity-based thing. And I feel in a way a lot more relaxed in the way that, if I say for instance we put an event up, relaxed in the way that whoever turns up. There won't be a shitload of marshals with the crew anymore, because I'm not going to have it. I don't need it. I don't want it. And people will learn to ride the old school way, which is in common sense wise. I think in most scenarios now, if you're riding a bike, you really need to have a sat nav. And I think so. Yeah. And if you've got a sat nav, you it's not about even the group staying together anymore. It's about having a couple of, if you're doing a distance run, having a couple of 3 destinations where you maybe, you arrange to stop off for a coffee and a chat or a burger, and then you make your own way. Because trying to stay together as a group nowadays is getting more and more dangerous. And we've noticed we've not had any accidents, have we, Andy? No. I think you need. I think to be able to enjoy the ride more nowadays, and to relax.
I think
old school.
Yeah, I think a couple of times, Weggy. I think
we might have been
on
close.
these runs. Yeah. Sometimes if there's such a big bunch of bikes and you've got marshals and they have to come from the back to the front, sometimes them marshals, I think, are coming down the side far too fast sometimes and going around corners, and I think, oh, fuck. And, I think that's forcing them into a little bit of a dangerous situation, actually.
Well, it is. Whereas the trouble is with that as well, Andy, is a lot of people who, say, for instance, are new to a run, they're not used to that type of ride. And to be honest with you, I was looking at it last year, and because we've always ridden the old school, and I've never wanted to, I've done a little bit of marshalling in years gone by, and I've never really sort of been interested in carrying it on myself because I think, to be honest with you, you take a lot away from the enjoyment of people who just want to be out there for the run. And this is where
I must admit, I much prefer not having marshals, but you use a drop-off method. If you go in on the left-hand corner, you just drop somebody off there, and they guide the group round, and you've got one guy that everybody knows. You say, this is the back guy. And once that back guy's gone past, you go past the back guy, and then you're at the back of the group. And it just carries on like that. The drop-off method is so much easier.
Drop-off, I'll tell you what, Carl, the drop-off does work if you all know what you're doing. That's an easy thing to do.
Yeah, but the easy thing to do is actually explain it at the start, and it's not exactly rocket science.
Yeah.
No, it's exactly that. It's exactly what we did on sort of one or two of the Delboy runs, which is using drop-off.
Yeah. You have a front rider and a back rider, and they keep in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not difficult.
No, if you're second and you've got to go right, you let your front rider go, you drop off, let everybody go past. When the back rider comes, you join the back end.
Exactly.
You might have to have the front rider and the back rider in gimp vests or something, but just so you know what they look like. With a polite vest on.
Because unless we do something like, say, for instance, we've done a solstice run, right? Now we can always sort of plan that, and if we ever did, say, for instance, when I made the solstice run, we did a solstice run with the East Anglian Rockets 2 years ago, even. And then we did our own sky run, didn't we, last year? If you remember right. No, the year before.
Yeah.
Right, now the sky run was epic.
Yeah, it was.
Marshall. Now, of course, if that was the case and we did another support run like that, of course we'd be marshalled up. There's not a problem. But on our general runs, to say, for instance, if I advertise a run or somebody wants to advertise a run to say Ormsby in Yarmouth, or with the Smokehouse, or we want to go up to the Norfolk coast, or we're meeting Skeggy, right? It'll be old school. Let's be old school, Andy. We'll have a little, and I won't be having a mark anymore. I really don't, because I tell you what, as a group, or me personally, the amount of fines you can pick up if somebody has a serious accident, right? And of course, you can get insured. If somebody has a serious accident, while you're supposedly marshalling a run, that's fucking incredible. The amount of money you could be sued for, and this is stuff that I've spoken about regularly with other people. And it is, mate. You leave yourself wide open.
Well, you're going to, aren't you?
Yeah. Oh,
they're a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah. And you know what? I'd rather just have people come out and enjoy the run, mate. And we see people. Do you know what? Head up to the Smokehouse at Ormsby, yeah? By all means, we can meet up at Crew Hill, but this is going to be the route that we take. And we'll stop off, say, for instance, at a so-called point. Then you can regroup, and then you can go from there, and then you finally meet up at Ormsby up in Yarmouth. And to me, that's a much simpler, more enjoyable, and people can then ride of their own free will if they wish to. They're right at their own place, and I think they enjoy that.
Well, with respect, you got some people that just like a dawdle run, and then you're going to get others that. I mean, it's like Andy was saying, I think last week when he was out on the run, you got as far all the way from Sheffield, wasn't it? And then you got up to Copdock, and then you just thought, I've got to let loose now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we all know each other, and you sort of keep a little eye out on the bloke on front, you keep a little eye out on the bloke behind you, and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
In a day, one person wants to go a little bit quicker or a little bit slower, that's fine. As long as we all know where we're going to.
I think, to be honest with you, another way that I would do it, Peter, say, for instance, you all met up, then I'll tell you what, you could say, for instance, you could, if you wanted to, personally, you just bring a little book down, right? You get whoever turns up, just sort of, could start sign into the book if they wanted to, or you can leave it completely fresh and just give them the ideals of the day, the destinations, and just go from there and relax. At the same time, I think it's obviously quite important to have your sat navs, and it's obviously quite important to be in telephone contact with at least one or two members of the group that are going out, at least, so at least if there's any problems or people do get lost, at least somebody can be called to sort it out if need be, But
I do think Martin can make feel like being heard.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people. I think it's all right to congratulate the marshals, and they do a fantastic job. But at the same time, the way some of them can ride can be quite fucking dangerous. It can make other people feel that they've got to ride at the same speed as them, and a lot of people are not comfortable with that feeling. And of course, I feel that without the marshalling impact there at each run, I feel that there'll be a lot more relaxed people, if you like, within the who are quite. They know where they want to go. They give them a destination, and they're free to go at their own speed and choice. And whoever wants to ride with it at the time.
Yeah, if you want to tag on with somebody, you need to tag on with them, and that's it. You get on with it. I must admit, you were saying about people probably being more relaxed. When I went out on the very first run and we had marshals, I seemed to spend a lot more time watching my mirrors and wondering when they were going to go black past, because they're doing what they were doing, and yes, they did do a bloody good job. But you were more conscious of always constantly looking out for that one person, because you knew they had to then get to the front. They were going past because they had to get there.
See, what I really don't want, Peter, now is the marshals going down past us at 70, 80, 90 mile an hour when there's no need. There's no need.
No. There's definitely no need for that. Definitely not.
No. And it just takes it's a possible danger element, isn't it? It only takes a novice rider, i.e. possibly me or somebody, to get suddenly spooked because someone goes flying past like that, and you get totally caught out by surprise, and you lose your bearings, and you could be off. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I know.
I know as well. At the end of the day, marshals are just normal riders. I mean, they might have done. Anybody who wants to move forward as an outrider or wants to move forward as a marshal, there are certain ways and means that you do that, and you've got to learn your trick. Now, that's not to say that all our marshals have done all that, right? But what it can do is uniformly put let's be honest, I mentioned no names, but we have got the odd marshal who does race around, right? And to be honest with you, there's been times when I thought, this is just getting a little bit too fucking keen for a local run up the Yarmouth. And, there's been times when I've thought to myself on the way, I really seriously do not need this for the group that are on this run. And that's why over the period of time that I've had to sit back and think about the way that we put runs together, it's the way that I've decided that in the most part, we will not have marshalled runs, not even light marshalling. We don't need it. If these guys wish to marshal elsewhere, then they're more than welcome to go and do it. But as a sub then as far as I'm concerned, we don't need it. Me and Andy have never needed fucking marshalling. I don't need marshalling. I don't put myself forward to marshal because I have no interest in it. And that's not because I can't, it's because I can. But to be honest with you, I I feel pretty much doing what I've done is plenty enough for me, and I love to enjoy the actual ride without sort of pretending that I've got to be fucking Bob Marshall going up and down at 70, 90 mile an hour, up and down the fucking road, pretending I'm something that I'm not. And I'm not about that. You know, it's like running the crew in. You know, people said to me, well, you should be at the front. I said, well, why the fuck should I be at the front? I'm not bothered. You know, if I'll run in with everybody else at the same pace, mate. If I'm halfway down the fucking flanks of the crew, the same as Andy or somebody else, that makes no difference to me whatsoever. It's not about, you know, it's about a group of people that have come together on a particular day to enjoy the day out. And that's no more than that, mate.
And at the end of the day, with all respect, if we come to a roundabout and some of us get over, but a car's coming, you have to stop and let the car go past. It's that simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you just catch up. It's it's that simple.
Yeah, it's like it's the other thing, Peter. I'm not happy with roads being blocked off and stuff because technically speaking, now I mean it's fucking breaking the law each time we do it. And to be honest with you, it also causes other people to sometimes make mistakes, and we can't afford people to make mistakes. Now, anybody who's on a motorcycle or in a car, when you come to a T-junction or whatever, primarily you are going to stop. You're going to let the vehicle come round, right? You're not overly fussed, and as long as you've got a sat nav, you'll know exactly where you're going, won't you? You haven't got to worry. You ain't got to do anything. So what we're going to do, we'll open up the time scale a little bit, you know. And of course, if we know people, if say for instance, if we said we're going to Yarmouth or obviously the Smokehouse, which was a lovely little place that we went to, we'd have a destination that was halfway there. And of course, until such time as everybody had got there, we'd remain there, have a chat, have a gas, have a coffee, you know, and have a word with people, and then we'd make a decision to then move on and go on and progress on with our day, you know. And I think that's going to be a lot better. You know, Andy feels Andy's been doing this since fucking you know.
So basically, what you'll do is you'll just
enjoy themselves more and just.
I know what will happen then, won't it? You'll decide how long you'll stay anywhere. Oh, look, here comes Dobby. Right, it's now time to move on. He's finally arrived. He's the last one. We can move on now.
In the past, in the past, Wiggy, like when we've been up to Parsons Grove and places like that, there's been about 10 of us, 15 of us, and we've gone up there and we don't need marshals for that. And we've all kept together and got there, you know. When we've been to Skegness, we've just been a few of us, and we've gone all the way to Skegness, just a group of us, and we don't need marshals for that, do we? But
we don't honestly need marshals. It's something that came about with the size of things, and it's something that you know, we've spoken about. To be honest with you, like I said, Andy, we've gone past that. We won't use it. We won't utilise it unless there's something, you know, that is a bigger support. Say, for instance, where you've got a lot more riders on it, and that's something like the Sky Run that we did, you know, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But to be fair, that's like even the fucking toy runs and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I'll always promote it, but if we get 10 people go out there rather than 110, I don't give a fuck. To be honest with
you. As long as you're there with your children, you're all right, mate.
What was that? What was that run we went on, Weggy, where we went to 3 different counties for that? Some sort of children's hospice, wasn't it? We went all 3 different counties.
Yeah, it was, Andy. If you remember rightly, because obviously the last one we did, the big one, was for Sky, who needed the battery for the machine, right? Now that was a brilliant one. That was all crew based. That one.
Yeah.
But the one before that, which was for the, I think they're called Each, if I remember rightly, was the charity. That was Each, and that was through Mick Smith and the East Anglian Bikers.
Yeah.
Which is something that, because obviously Mick Smith approached me about helping out, and there was myself, there was Mark Goldie, there was Patrick Pete, there was Wendy, there was also
everybody.
And obviously, this solstice run that had been put together was fantastic. It really was. It was a really good long day out, you know. And And to be fair, that was probably the primary day where I met so many, and I wasn't promoting at the time at all, but I met so many future Suffolk crew members, believe it or not, through that particular day. But that was a hell of a day, Andy. Wasn't it? I've still got all the video footage like you had of that particular day, somewhere.
Yeah, I got it somewhere.
But see, that was Marshall, obviously, as you know. And funnily enough, I've still got the paper. I was reading it the other day. I've still got the newspaper pull out of that particular solstice run, and there was a write up, obviously, and that also, funny enough, it was also about Kenny Middleditch, who was. I remember on that particular day, he was the main. What do they call it? He was the. They call it. He was the main man as far as the route was concerned, because he previously, the weekend before, covered these 5.5 hours worth of roads the previous week with Mick Smith and Mark Goldie, I believe. So he was Kenny was in charge of, should we say, destination navigator. That's right. I couldn't remember the word. Kenny was navigator, chief navigator, road captain. Yeah. Road captain.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Remember it.
That was a good day. Because obviously we've done the young lad who had cancer. We've done that run. That was up to Cambridge, and I remember poor old Richie Collins. I don't know if that was that day. I think it was that particular day where he got the route wrong, and he lent about. We went down this fucking long road for about 10 miles. And then all of a sudden he turned around and he realised he took us down this wrong road for 10 miles. And we had all fucking about 100 of us and fucking head back for another 10 miles in the opposite direction.
Well, he got us wrong, didn't he? When we were going to some summer fete somewhere near Sudbury, and we all landed up on that bloody hill, waiting to get to this bloody fete. That was horrendous. Yeah. Little tiny road. I remember that.
That's right. Well, Kenny's just put in the bottom here. Yeah, see, Johnny Langton was on that run, and that was a hot day. I do remember that. Kenny's put that out. I was lead bike on that. He was lead bike, went round the start to us. 125 runners. 125 runners. What speed they could at? Yeah, could at. Obviously travel out, which is about 50, 60 mile an hour, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh, we've had some good run outs with the crew, I must admit. But
I know it sounds.
Go on then,
I know it sounds daft, but even that silly little thing of getting lost—that's all part and parcel of the fun, isn't it? That's all the memories that you're making, and that's what I am so looking forward to this year. Really am.
Which one?
So I don't think there's going to be many. There's not going to be many motorbike shows and stuff because nobody's going to organise them because we don't know what we're doing. So if we do go into some sort of more normality, say in May, June, hopefully then we can organise some smaller runs to start out, see how it goes, how it feels, and do some little bits and pieces like that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll listen to other people. Really, I don't think it's going to be a major jump forward. As far as events with the crew's concerned, I think say for instance, you say to me, Andy, fuck it, we'll do. If I say on Parsons Drove or something like that, and you can invite a few people to that, can't you? And it's like or like the Kesgrove Pike. I don't think the Kesgrove Pike show's going to happen.
No, I don't think it will be. Not in April.
I'm really hoping it will do, but I think it's a hope beyond hope. I think that's just that bit too soon, and
well, we have to take Dobby up to Parsons Drove in. I think it's July, isn't it? Hopefully by then. But there again, are they organising it this year again?
That's the thing. Big events like that aren't going to happen, are they? Because they just don't know when they're going to come out of lockdown. They ain't going to shove the money into it.
And also, I think that for a lot of places, they're going to require people to have had the vaccine if they can have it, and they want proof. They're going to want proof of it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Having big crowds and everything, they're just going to want people to say, yes, I've had it, and here's my proof. Here's my signed proof, basically.
Yeah.
Chitty to be allowed out.
It's a bloody shame, really. I mean, it's like, you know, taking the whole live thing away from it. It's the whole live music thing where these guys they seriously needed to be earning some money this year and last year.
Yeah.
I think, you know, that's a shame, and that's going to be ongoing. You know, obviously with these, it makes me smile a little bit. I see some of these bands, you know, and I'm talking about big bands promoting these European tours. You know, we pretty much know it's not going to happen, Carl, don't we? You know,
It's like we're supposed to be seeing Rammstein in June at the Rico in Coventry. It was postponed from last year, but I don't think it's going to happen this year either.
I don't think so.
No, I mean that's the thing. That's the knock-on effect, isn't it? It's not only the fact that we've got to get back to some sort of normality in the first place, but normality itself is then going to take several months to catch itself up because people have to start organising things. People will start having to deciding what shall we do, when can we do it.
You know,
and it's still going to take time.
Yeah. Are we going to insist? Go on, Carl.
Tickets from 2 years ago. Was it 3 years ago?
4.
4 years ago.
4 years.
Crikey.
Aussie tickets for 4 years.
4 years. Because he's postponed, he's been ill. We'll be seeing Ozzy when he's an angel.
Hello, are you dead yet?
So to be fair, at the end of the day, I mean, I think a lot of our runs will probably be something as simple as let's go to Albury and get some chips, or go to Yarmouth and get an ice cream or something. Yeah. You know, just that sort of scenario, or just hit a pub and get something to eat. You know,
well, you could go to Coventry and see the cathedral.
Could do. Or we could go to the pub and get something to eat, or get some chips, or an ice cream.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Well, if you all decide to come, it just means that me and Carl just have got a little less distance to go.
Yeah, but then you're the one that's going to be hosting us to have a cup of tea round yours. You do realise that? Have you got enough mugs?
Yeah, of course I have.
Oh, good girl. There, Weggy. That'll be our first run up to Coventry for a cup of coffee.
About 20 mugs.
Do me, boy. It's funny, really, because I'm thinking.
I'll also bake a cake.
Oh, a bacon cake.
A bacon
cake.
A bacon cake. Yes.
Yes.
I don't know what it's got to be like, honestly.
A bacon cake.
Oh, that's funny, really. Because when I went to see Nightwish back in 2018. You see Nightwish?
Through the window.
Typical, mate. Sorry, Weggy.
No, I'm fine. When I went to go see Nightwish at the Wembley Arena back in 2018. Right, that was a absolutely fantastic show, mate. And do you know what? You know, London was packed. You know, the fucking Wembley Arena was packed, and God knows what a fantastic night that was. And do you know what? It's funny when you look back. You know, only that point in time, and you think yourself, you would never ever have known in a million fucking years what the hell the future was going to be looking like. Only a couple of 3 months after. So,
yeah.
You know.
But can you imagine what it would be like just going, when they suddenly say, okay, now you don't have to wear masks? That's going to feel very strange sitting at my, you know, if I presume I'm still there, sitting at my cash point, serving people, no mask on, and actually seeing a full face. It's going to seem very, very weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, seriously,
it's going to highlight the teeth problems of the UK, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Or you suddenly discover that, yes, that lady that you fancied, yes, all she's got is nice eyes, and that's it. No teeth.
Yeah, and vice versa.
No nose hair galore.
Yeah, but no teeth.
There's the bloke with nose hair.
Yeah, I'm proud of my nose hair. It gives me something to do at night. I like to pluck them out.
Yeah, but no teeth is good. You know, it's just gumming, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know you're not going to get it bit off, don't you?
Yeah.
Seriously, Carl.
You're not going to get vomited. Serious.
You know you're going to be safe.
I think Weggy's got frozen. No, yeah, he got frozen.
Oh, no,
there.
he's yawning. And he's fucking his ear off.
Body tired, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a day in a minute. I've got a bit of a headache, actually, believe it or not.
Cracky, it's 12 o'clock already.
It's been a bloody good night.
We're all getting old.
Yeah, we got
a pumpkin in a minute.
Well, I'm going to love you and leave you. Night.
Night, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I hope we can get it sort of moving again, Weggy boy.
You what? Sorry.
I said I hope we can get it working again next year or this year if we can.
It may be later summer, but hopefully we'll get something.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, anything big. As I say, it can just be a trip down to the local seaside or something.
Nothing spectacular, nothing big, mate.
No.
If anything, you know what? Just little social meets just for a run out. I mean, that's a shame we've lost a little pub that we had because that was a nice little out in the afternoon.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, they want to turn it into a house, don't they?
Yeah, well, they're not actually. The landlord has been turned down. They cannot turn it into the properties now. I think it's obviously the locals have been kicking up the stink. They'd rather it stay a pub. It's grade 2. Grade 2 listed, if I'm right in saying. So, if I'm right in saying, so you know, for that particular reason, the chances are it will remain a pub, but not with that landlord and landlady. So
they can't make it. They can't make a living there. That's not worth bloody doing it, is it?
No, not at all. So, but that's a shame anyway. But like I say, runs, there won't be no big runs. No, nothing massive. I mean, I'll be surprised if we can do the mods and rockers again this year. Be nice, but yeah, we'll see, mate. I mean, there's no big deal.
That's in September, isn't it? The mods and rockers. Is that a September one?
It's normally September.
The thing is, you start. They're not going to organise this thing because they don't know what bloody hell's going to happen.
And it takes absolutely months to organise something, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Although saying that,
and a lot of money as well.
Yeah, they've actually put across, obviously, as you know, about the Cop Dog Bike Show. There's no guarantees with that one either, so I think they're taking a bit of a gamble with that one. But as far as we know at the moment, the Cop Dog Motorcycle Show for 2021 will be going ahead in September.
But then again, I suppose what they've got on their side is that September, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got another eight months before we get there.
Exactly.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
So, but any early shows, like you say, the Kesgrave, that ain't going to happen. I really can't see that happening.
No,
anything that will be in April, May, June.
It won't be the Shucks bike shows or anything like that. I'd be very surprised because obviously we miss our rallies. You know, it's literally a case of us waiting to see how it turns out. Yeah, you can't say yay or nay, can we? Really?
Well, precisely not. No.
You know, but anyway, on that note, I'd just like to say goodbye to everybody who's obviously tuned in. Kenny, Jerry Langdon, fucking Heist, Tracy Brown, whoever else has turned up. And also, it's been a pleasure joining you lads tonight as well.
Yeah. It's been a pleasure to be with you as well, Weggy.
Yeah, it's all right, mate.
I love you all, and I want to have your babies. And on that note, good night.
Regardless of broadcast now, I'm fresh out of baby plate. I'm going to go back to the iodine.
Hey, yeah, you've had a snip, have you?
Yeah. Wiggy's a chaffer now, mate. He's a chaffer. Seedless.
Good luck to 3 million people that are watching.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
See you later. Johnny Lincoln. Gordon.
Oh.
Kill it in, Carl.